the stream, by the way. It's like impossible for me to know when you're being sarcastic.
Oh my God. Okay, fine. I'm gonna have to make it very apparent when I'm sorry. Maybe I should have a sarcasm intended button or something, like my fucking pun intended button.
Or
my
you could do is when you're sarcastic, you go,
have a safe word.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Just
Wait a second. That's what I already do.
I know, but you did that when you were being sincere, so I don't know. Because I was just telling you about an idea, and you're like, "Oh, yeah," and I'm like,
maybe because I'm picturing what you're picturing. Maybe. Oh man.
Huh.
You're making me self-aware now.
Well, that's a good thing.
No, is it though?
Self-awareness? Yeah, self-awareness is good. I don't know how to do a Discord post. Oh, you know, I forgot to play some music. Shoot.
You push the button.
Rats.
Poopy. Hey, it's my 2-month sub anniversary.
Hey.
Share it. Okay.
Cheers to that. Thank you, sir.
It shouldn't have been 2 months though. I definitely. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. I shall accept it for what it is.
I shall accept it. Okay, everyone, we are live. Welcome to season 2.
Right, yeah, Orange Crawdad has been waiting very patiently.
Of the Red Spartan Halo podcast.
Very, very patiently.
I also want us to record like a little season 2 kind of intro for the podcast, so if people click on like a hey, what's this about, we can say like, hey, season 2, this is what we're doing right now. What do you think about that?
Throwing that in like 2 minutes and 55 seconds before everything starts. Okay, I like this. What are we gonna do? We have 2 minutes to think about it, but what are we gonna do?
No,
2 minutes to think about it, 50 seconds to prepare. How are we gonna do this?
No, this isn't something for this podcast. This will be something that like indefinitely hangs there when people like check out the podcast as like a trailer that they can check out. We could put it up whenever we want. I have something up there right now.
Yeah, okay.
It would just be changing that.
We're gonna have that that inverted boom sound effect, and like that's how we're gonna start.
Season
higher
2.
pitched inverted boom.
What's up, Kylie?
Previously on Red Spartan Halo podcast.
Season 2 of the Red Spartan Halo podcast with more boing.
Oh crap.
Yo, what up, Rabble? Mass Effect Reapers. Dude, I never played Mass Effect. Oh, Orange Crawdad.
Oh,
good call.
What'd you pick? What'd you pick?
This is the epilogue of Halo 2.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I have to mute your stream while on your stream.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I can hear you.
Hey, you know what? Tonight, I'm going to go to Voice Meter. I'm going to download it. I'm just going to get it done. Just going to get it done.
Whoa, you're going to get what done?
I'm going to make it so that way you can hear all the sounds.
All the sounds?
No, not all the sounds, because I don't want you to have to hear yourself. What up, Game Warrior? But I want you to... But... I want you to hear the music, you know? That way you know, like, hey, he started the intro and this is what it sounds like, or you know, hey, like now, you know, the music's getting lower, I can, you know, whatever, you know, it's professional.
Oh, right. Like, it's not like I don't have the capabilities of doing that kind of stuff, right?
Well, no, you do it. You do it. I don't do it. What's up, Velvet? You do it. I don't do it. You do it using Voice Meter, right?
No.
Oh. How do you do it?
Remember, we had this chat already, man.
Oh,
I have my own mix amp.
Oh, that's right. You have a Euro mix amp.
I have my own. I used when I had my. We talked about this as well. When I had my other podcast, Let's Talk Halo podcast. Yes, I did use Voice Meter quite a bit, and multi-Skype launcher, and a million other things just to make it work properly.
Maybe
you know?
you can let me know exactly which one you're using and if you would recommend it. Huh?
Which one? What?
Mix amp you have. Whoa, what's happening here? This music's getting all creepy on me.
All of a sudden you're starting to hear like Gravemind. The Gravemind's taking over!
Yeah, it is, dude. All right, everybody. Welcome. Hope you're all doing good. All right.
Oh, hey, I'm still Morty.
Game Warrior, what do you want away from? Want away from 440? What's that? 440 what? I gotta change your background. See, this is what I wanted for this new year. Where is my graphic artist? If you guys know who Ricky is, tell him to text me back.
He's saying you're one follower away from 440.
I still have followers on here?
Yeah, you have 439.
Well, look at that.
Oh my god, this guy. What are we gonna do with this guy?
Yo, quit. Hey, you're fine. Hold on, ready? Bum 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 bum. Dun 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 dun. Song kicks, dude. Song kicks. It's like if who's the one chick who used to do that kind of music? Oh, what's her name? Bum, 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 bum. Who's the chick who used to make this kind of music? What was her name? Enya. It's like if Enya dropped on a Halo ring, this is the music she would make.
Yes, I am following along.
Do you know who Enya is?
I don't think so.
Real quick before we get started, I'll probably get taken down for this. Here's Enya.
NYA?
This is Enya, yeah.
Well, you make it seem like I can hear.
This is like the same exact instruments. Dun 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 dun. Oh, that's her song though. Cancelled. Sorry. Who is she? She used to make music that people cared about.
Oof.
She doesn't anymore.
Oof. Oof.
Ooh, her Enya, not like, Nunya.
I was like, no, but I know who Nunya is.
I always say
Nunya
no,
business.
Oh my god, that's great.
You gotta save those for my stream, Rabble. God damn it. It doesn't work on the podcast.
All right, I'm gonna get this music going. You ready? Here we go. Here's the season 2's new music.
Oh, I want to hear it.
Ah, turn it up then.
All right, fine. I'm not hearing anything.
Uh-oh. Well, that's not
I'm not
good.
hearing anything.
No?
No, is that a boss battle?
Yeah, dude, we're the final boss.
We're boss battle music. Okay, I see what's going on here. We're boss battle music here.
Let's go back. I thought we needed something more upbeat.
Oh, upbeat. Upbeat. So you decided to go with the like retro boss battle kind of music.
Exactly, dude.
All right.
And then look, at 30 seconds in, it has this very natural, like, slows down, and then we can just like get right into talking, and it's perfect. I love it.
This is terrible for people that are listening for the first time because we're talking all over the song.
That's a good point. They're like, hey, dude, I was jamming out to it. If you
I was jamming out to the song, and then you just cut over it.
If you want to jam out to it, you can find Wolf's Bane by Stream Beats. Then you can jam out to it if you want. I was jamming out to it while I was delivering mail, believe it or not. When I deliver mail, sometimes I'll put on some songs that, like, you know, for fun, because I have a lot of time during the day when I'm delivering
listening to
mail.
this song on loop. It's like,
bro,
and you're just bouncing up and down on your seat.
No, not while I'm driving. It's only when I'm delivering mail, not while I'm driving. I'm not allowed to listen to anything while I'm driving. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not know this rule.
Yeah.
For those people that are definitely listening from his workplace, no, that we do not do that there.
No, we don't.
No,
we only do safe things, Mystery. Safe.
Yeah, sorry. Safe things.
Speaking of safe, can I tell you a story real quick?
Go on.
Okay, so I was in a safety meeting. Okay, you know safety?
Yeah, I'm part of the Joint Health and Safety Committee from my theater, so yeah, I would assume so.
Okay, all right. So me and all the other carriers who hold my position, we all get pulled in for the safety meeting, okay? And you know, like the safety meeting, they're like, hey dude, hey man, it's fall time, there's leaves leaves are kind of like ice, so avoid driving in leaves. Also, avoid driving through piles of leaves, because sometimes kids like to play in the piles of leaves. And so, like, I don't know all the awful things that have ever happened for them to come up with these safety talks, because like they talk about very specific things, and they're like, oh, sometime some kid was playing in a pile of leaves, and some mail truck decided to drive through the pile of leaves, and that's really sad, right? So anyway, so they're going through all this stuff about safety.
This pile of leaves is not on a road.
Probably it was on a pile of road, I would think, for the post office truck to drive through it. But one of the things that they're talking about here in the, well, I live in Philadelphia, but Pennsylvania, New Jersey area, it gets dark early right now. Okay, so it's getting dark. I think sunset's like before 5 p.m. Okay, which means pretty much every single night, for if you have the position that I am, which is called a CCA, although I'm about to get a different position, we get tons of overtime, and we're working into the nights, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. So like it is dark, dude. It is dark when we're delivering. Okay, ready? So they're going through the safety talk, and they're talking about safety, and they're talking about, hey, it's shut up. There you go. Hey, it's gonna be getting darker earlier. And they go,
I'm sorry, what were they talking about through the safety talk? Safety.
God damn it, Mr.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I found that so funny. I'm gonna mute myself. You continue your talking.
No, don't mute yourself. You're fine. So there's something that carriers use when it gets dark out called they're like headlamps, okay? And you can buy a headlamp if you want, and you can use it so you can see where you're walking, and you can see your mail, so that way you can, deliver the freaking mail to each address at the mailbox when you finally get there, okay? Delivering at nighttime is really tough, especially when you're on a route that you don't know. But even if you're on a route that you do know, it's impossible to read the mail past a certain time. So you're like, okay, headlamps. Okay, well, here's the problem. Our office does not want to hand out headlamps. Okay, and I raised my hand, right? I always do this. I shouldn't say I always do this, but I try and be a pain in the butt, if I'm being honest with my management. And so I go, hey, they go, do you guys have anything about safety that you want to bring up to us? I go, hey man, headlamps, like, are they going to be provided? I forget exactly what I said, but basically, like, are we going to be provided those? And they're like, well, no. What? No, they're not going to be provided. And I'm thinking to myself, how are we supposed to do our job if they don't provide headlamps, right? Because you're not supposed to use or wear anything that's not postal issued, okay? The hat that you wear is supposed to be a postal issued hat. Your pants are postal issued pants. Your socks are postal issued socks. Your freaking shoes, dude. Everything is postal issued. And so I'm going, oh, well, okay, there's no postal issued headlamp now, right? And so I asked the postmaster, the guy who's in charge. I go, what's up? Like, what's up with that? And he goes, well, we don't issue headlamps because of the liability. Now, Mystery, I want you to ask the question that was going through my mind when he said that.
What was the question going through you? What kind of liability?
What's the liability? What are you talking about? It's for safety. It's gonna help me see where I'm going. This is a safety talk. He goes, we're worried about the liability of battery acid coming out of the headlamp and then that hurting you. I'm thinking to myself, what? You don't want to issue headlamps so we can see where we're walking because you're afraid of battery acid? Battery acid coming out of it and melting my head. You're worried about that. But at the same time, he said we think of headlamps as like accessories, like a lanyard, so we're allowed to wear it. So even though it's not post office issued, it's recommended to us to get one, but they're not going to give it to us because of the liability of battery acid. So there's a part of me, there's a part of me that wants to just get back at like 8 o'clock every single night And then they'll freak out. What is taking you so long? And then I can go, you know what, dude? I don't have a post office issued headlamp. And then they would go, well, just get one. And then I would say, I'm worried. What are you talking about? Why are you worried? I'm worried about the battery acid that apparently happens so fucking much that you won't hand these out to us even though it's dark outside. What are you talking about, dude?
That's a good one. Oh, man.
I'm close to it. I'm so close to it, man.
You're gonna have an aneurysm one day at work. Not even that, you're just gonna have this, like, all of a sudden you're just gonna have this vein pop at the top of your forehead.
Bro, that vein already protrudes. Like, ever since I was a kid, that vein's like just ready to jump out. When I'm like an old man, I'm gonna be a scary looking old man. You're gonna be like, dude, that vein's about to fucking You're right. Dude's about to have a brain aneurysm, man.
Oh man, that was fantastic. Another story.
Sit around, kids. We got a couple more. No, it's just, dude, it's like, it's the season of just BS. Oh my God, another thing. Can I rant about one more thing? I'm sorry.
Go for it.
Okay. They came up with this arbitrary date for when we had to switch from pants to shorts. Okay. They said October 27th is now pants. You have to wear pants now. You're not allowed to wear shorts. Now, this was never a thing before. Because there's like a new leader of the management for a whole region. So this isn't like my postmaster at my local office. Like, he didn't come up with this. Okay, this is somebody who's above him, who's like some new chick. I should be careful. Some new woman, who's it's very important to her that we're all in the same uniform. Okay.
Okay.
They call her the Poom. That's the position. The Poom. Okay.
Oh, silly goose. She literally put that in the chat just before you even said it.
The Poom. The Poom. Okay, look. Silly goose. Not everybody knows what a Poom is.
Yeah, what's a Poom?
If I start going, yeah, the Poom is that. People are gonna go, what the hell's the Poom? What's the Poom? Okay,
what's the Poom?
Trying to make this story accessible for all ages and occupations.
Like a puma?
No, not like a puma.
Like a big cat.
Not like a big cat. It's not a puma. This is not an African wild feline.
No, I was actually going with the red versus blue thing. But okay.
I know, but that's a puma. Puma's a feline.
Like a big cat.
Yes, like a big cat. Oh my God. Anyway, so all of a sudden, October 27th. Now, I don't wear shorts right away. Okay, why don't I wear shorts right away? Well, the official story is that I lost all my pants from last year, so I don't have any shorts.
Wait a second, what's the unofficial story?
I don't think I could say that. Let me say I have a friend who also wasn't wearing pants at another office. Okay,
but they're wearing shorts though, right? Because it'd be really weird if they just weren't wearing pants.
Yes, he was wearing shorts. So my friend at another office, his reason was he really didn't want to wear pants because he thought it was bullshit that there's this arbitrary cutoff date for, like, it's not based off of the temperature outside, it's just based off of this date, and it seemed really silly. And last year he wore pants anytime it was over 40 degrees, and he wore shorts anytime it was over 40 degrees. And that was very comfortable for him, so he really liked that. And this winter he wanted to go through the whole winter with shorts to see if he could make that happen. He was really interested in trying that. Okay, but then they came up with this arbitrary thing for, like, hey, October 27th, you need to wear pants now, and so now he couldn't do his thing that he wanted to do. Okay,
following along.
That's not me. That was my friend at another station. I forget his name, and I don't know where he works.
One could say that's a real mystery.
God
damn it!
That's a real mystery. It's pretty good right there, actually.
Oh, little do you know, folks, that I work at another mail place.
So, a couple days later, they're getting on me about having shorts. Keep in mind, I lost all my pants last year. That's the official story. So, the official story then was Not the official story, but I told them, I was like, hey, look, okay, let me just order the pants. I gotta wait for the pants to come in, and then I'll be good. And they're like, okay, just give us your order form so we know that you ordered the pants. Well, I didn't want to give them the order form that showed that I ordered pants. I wouldn't know where to find that. So, official story, my brother-in-law gave me some post office pants. He also works for the post office. And then I started wearing pants. So I buckled in. I finally buckled down. I started wearing pants. Okay. Very upset about this. Very upset about this. Not 2 weeks later, it's 65 degrees outside today. And half of the office was in shorts. Now this stupid uniform code said, hey, after October 27th, you have to wear pants. And I was like, fine, I'll do it. But then today, it's warm. Half the office is in shorts. Now, I'm not upset with people wearing shorts. They can wear shorts. I think they can, right? Management did not give anybody a hard time today about wearing shorts. Why? Because it was warm out. Fair. But why do they give me a hard time about wearing shorts when I think it's warm out? What is this arbitrary number that we're all going off of? So you know who I asked? I asked the president of our union.
Boom. Right?
No. This is the guy he represents all the carriers and sort of fights on our side against management. Okay. I'm not a fan of this dude, but I had to ask. I said, dude, what's the deal with the shorts? He goes, well, I just told them if it's 65 degrees, I'm wearing shorts. I thought to myself, hold on a second. He's allowed to just come up with some kind of arbitrary number for himself for when he's going to wear shorts. And it's okay all of a sudden for everybody else to wear shorts. But God damn it, if it's 50 degrees out and I want to wear shorts, then I get a hard time about wearing shorts. So this is a regulation, a policy that they have that is not enforced fairly or consistently. They don't enforce all the uniform policies. We're all supposed to be wearing ties. Nobody's wearing a tie except for 3 people who own ties.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, what is going on here? Why are we're being told that we have to wear pants even if it's warm out, but then we don't actually. Okay, but I was about to get written up for having shorts for too long. And then we're not being issued equipment that's going to keep us safe. But, you know, we're worried about battery acid. Just everything is stupid. It's just all dumb. It's all dumb. I just want to be able to wear shorts when I want to wear shorts. I don't see what the big deal is. Just because you don't think it's warm doesn't mean that I don't think it's warm. Just because you're not comfortable in shorts doesn't mean that I'm not comfortable in shorts. And
you got it right the first time.
I'm just bothered by it, man. It's just annoying. Work is annoying. Like,
yeah, I can understand that. Work is annoying.
It's very annoying. So I might start doing this headlamp thing. I might start coming back really late because I can't see. Because I literally can't see.
Oh, so you're saying to prove your point or whatever, you're just going to just keep going, but you're just gonna take a long time to do it. I know for sure. I've been pulled back into the office for a they call it a PDI, a pre-disciplined interview. You mentioned this a couple episodes ago.
Oh, did I? I've been pulled in for 11 of them. It's more than any other person in my position. They have the one union guy was showing me. He's like, bro, I've been here for 9 years. I have 1 file. He goes, dude, you've been here for less than 2. You have 5 files for like different things that are going on, which I think is kind of funny. So somehow I'm like a troublemaker, even though I'm like the most easygoing person in the office. Sometimes I'm a troublemaker, and part of me feels like, you know what? I'm already on this list of I'm already on the naughty list for the management. I would be the guy who comes back at 8 o'clock and says, well, I don't have a post office issued headlamp so I couldn't do my job. So I'm doing the best I can. I would drive them nuts, though. It would drive
get
them
everyone
nuts.
to do that too, and watch
man,
them see them squirm.
They'd be so angry. And then I thought about wearing shorts again, and now just keep wearing shorts, because I know that they would get angry about that. Because once it gets cooler again, they're gonna go, "You're supposed to be in pants," and I'll say, "Well, on November 10th, after the date, half the office was in shorts, and you were fine with that because it was warm for them. Well, it's warm for me. I'm uncomfortable. What's the difference?" And then I'm going to go, I feel like I'm being targeted because you're making a deal out of it to me and not everybody else. And then, that could be like its own thing. So like,
you say you say you have a union, president of the union or something like that?
Yeah.
So you guys are unionized, right?
Yeah.
Which means they can't, in theory, fire you for no reason.
They could fire me if I run somebody over or if I steal something. That's pretty much it.
Right, but all these acts that you're doing now, in theory, yeah, you're just not like your job's at risk.
Yeah, if I really thought my job was at a risk, I'd be much better behaved. If I was working for a private company and we were not unionized, you want me in pants? Yes, sir. Okay, no problem. This is but also, you know what? A private company probably wouldn't have these kind of rules that they have here. Rabble says, "This is the type of stuff you bring up to your union president. Here's the problem." I'm not going to get into all of it here, but that avenue has not proven to be very successful for a lot of things. So, how have you been, Mystery?
I have been doing great. Contrary to you, I suppose, huh? No, I
feel like I spent too much time on all that. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I feel like what ends up happening is, instead of what we're supposed to have, which is like our games played, catch up, like that updates and stuff. Instead, it's just more of a, let's talk about work. Because I have like a work dump on this podcast. You have a work dump on this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. It's good. Like sometimes you need it, dude, because I'm just like, there's no one else to talk to except for all the other people who I know who are all being like affected by this.
That makes sense. So, my Friday shift, on my Friday shift, the schedule for us at the theater, it's done on Tuesday nights.
Okay.
Right? So it's posted up on Tuesday nights. Okay. So usually on a Friday I'm scheduled somewhere between 10 o'clock till 6 p.m. give or take. It's a pretty typical shift kind of thing.
Okay.
But Big Boss goes into the scheduling manager and he goes up to them and just like, "Oh, I'd like to see like who you scheduled for when," and so on and so forth. So they pull out the schedule and they're like, "Okay, here, take a look then." And he goes down the list on Friday and he's just like, "Mystery. Okay, that guy, Mystery. He likes to stay back on Fridays. So can you schedule him 2 hours longer, so have him stay till 8 o'clock instead?"
Hey, why?
Yeah, keep in mind, I'm not there to defend myself here.
Dude, what the heck?
Yeah, so like when I get my schedule, it's already now published, right? And at that point, it being published, it's like, okay, well, now, okay, well, you're working till 8.
Right.
I don't have any say in the matter. It's literally just like, 10 o'clock till 8 o'clock. That's what you got to work. And like I go up to the scheduling manager after, I knew for a fact it was not the scheduling manager that chose to do that. I knew for a fact it was the big boss that said, "Make this guy work till 8 o'clock."
Wow, dude.
Right? So then I go up to the scheduling manager, and the scheduling manager she just explains the story, and she's just like, "Yeah, this is what happened." Big boss came in, wanted to see the schedule, and it was just like, "That Mystery guy, keep him in till 8 because he likes to stay late on Friday."
Dude, what the heck?
So yeah.
So are you there later now because of the way the schedule is, or is that like are you normally, what's that mean, stay back? Maybe I just don't understand what that means.
Stay back as in like, yeah, work extra hours, work a couple more hours.
So is he just putting you on the schedule now for those extra hours that you normally are working?
He's putting me longer than I'm supposed to be working. I usually work.
Okay, understood.
So, yeah. And so I got my schedule this past Tuesday, and guess what?
What?
I'm scheduled till 8 again.
Oh, so this is gonna be a new thing.
I have a feeling this is gonna be a new thing.
Who can you talk to about that?
Who can I talk to about that? I don't know.
Oh
I really don't know.
dude.
I don't know. He yeah, it's kind of it's interesting. Another thing that's kind of annoying about my workplace. I mean, I know you have packages, right?
Yeah.
For me, like we have stock orders, right? Tuesdays are stock orders.
Okay.
And now I'm gonna preface last episode that we did. I was very quiet very early on in that episode, right?
Okay.
A, I was kind of focusing on, you know, the questions that I need to get in the show notes, kind of get myself organized. And B, it's because I literally got home from work. Okay.
Oh, damn,
and I
bro.
hopped on. If you like, I remember I told you after the podcast, right? Like,
yeah.
No, that was the thing. So what happened on that Tuesday was that I had a $24,000 stock order. Now, so I understand $24,000 like stock order is not that big to somebody that works at a grocery store or something. That's like, that's about 8 skids worth for me.
Sounds like a lot, but I don't know. I don't have any context for this.
For me, for somebody that works at a theater, yeah, it is quite a bit. Not as much as a grocery store would get for sure.
Okay.
But like it is quite a bit for one person to kind of put away, right?
Okay.
The week before that, I had a $4,000 stock order, and
wow.
they got somebody to come in to help me for that one. The week before that, I had a $21,000 stock order. No one to help me with that.
What's the deal here, dude?
I don't know. I don't know. Not just that, on Tuesday night, we had a celebrity guest come in. Okay, they had a whole event all set up. So I had to get the stock done within, I don't know, it was like 2 hours or something. And this is 8 skids worth. And we're talking about like, a full skid worth of, let's say, bags of kernels, which, are at least, 10, 20 pounds each bag.
Okay.
I know it doesn't sound like much, but after a while it can be.
No, trust me. Look, the packages that we carry are not that heavy. The mail that we carry isn't that heavy, but enough of it for long enough, and it starts to weigh on your arm.
Yeah, you're right. And then when you get 45 boxes of what is called HFCS, which is high fructose corn syrup.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, exactly. When you get that, those are heavy as well, and you have to move up to 30 or 40 of them.
I feel you. That sounds
let
like a
alone
lot.
You have to label them, of course, for first in, first out, FIFO. That being a rule,
that makes sense.
Freshness.
Yeah, dude, you don't want really, really old high fructose corn syrup.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
You want your first in, first out.
And then you get, you get about 30 or 40 boxes of the oil that you need for the popcorn.
What kind of oil do you guys use? Is it peanut oil?
No, it's vegetable oil.
Oh, what's in vegetable oil though? Because that's kind of shady. Like, come on, dude. What veggies is this, dude? It's not like, this isn't freaking like carrot and onion oil, What vegetables are we talking about here? Corn?
I can probably take a closer look at it.
Is it just corn oil? And we're calling it vegetable oil because we don't want to call it corn oil? I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. I'm just gonna say yes. You're not letting me answer, so I'm gonna say yes.
Sorry.
I'm just gonna say yes. But yeah, so I had to get all that done within about 2 hours or so because these guys had their red carpet premiere for this movie, and then after that, I had to deal with until about 8:30 I think it was. Like, what time did I get? I was late for that podcast recording, right? About 10 minutes late.
That maybe, yeah.
Yeah, so I wouldn't have left until about 8:30, 8:45-ish, which would give me at least 20 minutes to get home so then I can get there for the podcast, and I was late. So, yeah. But before that, I had to deal with the onslaught of, like, the crowds of all the guests coming in to go watch the movie, And I don't know, well, the way our hallway is designed is we have 2 double doors that can open halfway down the hallway, which could allow for, a little bit of a longer lineup to be set up because it can go around a handrail kind of thing.
Okay.
Right? So instead of it just being a straight line, you have now like a straight line that goes left and then around and then comes back out and then, follows down the hallway. Big Boss didn't think it was a good idea to have those doors open to allow for the line. Instead, he wanted to extend the line to to take up at least half of the hallway, with all of these guests wanting to watch the movie with the celebrity actor. And so, yeah, dealing with that was
sounds like a mess, dude.
It was, yeah. So now we have all these guests lined up along this wall. But the thing is they're blocking 3 of our theater doors.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good.
And all 3 of those theater doors are entering because, you know, their trailers or their pre-shows and stuff.
That's what they're supposed to do as theaters.
That's what they're supposed to do. So this poor podium person is trying to figure out, okay, well, these guys are here for the event, but these guys are here for there, but they're blocking the door. So how do we let these guests in?
What a mess, dude.
Yeah, it wasn't that.
What actor was it? What movie? What actor?
It was, I don't even know. It was not a Hollywood actor, I can tell you that.
Some kind of Canadian actor.
It was not, I would not say it was a Canadian actor either.
Do you know what the movie was?
Yes, I think.
All right, that's all right.
I think I can't tell you because I don't remember it.
That's okay. Look, dude, you're busy working, man. You're not worried about the celebrity or the guy.
No, it was a Bollywood movie. Okay, that's as much as I know. It was a Bollywood movie. And it was like something Madani or something like that.
There you go.
So, like, that's as much as I know.
Some Madani. Okay.
Yeah, it was something Madani. I don't know the actual name of the movie. I can never remember it because, you know, there's usually 3 or 4 words.
What did I got you, man? Something.
But yeah, so I was, you know, front and center because I had to stop these guests from entering, of course, the theater before, you know.
Oof.
Because we had to clean up the theater after, right? Before everybody enters.
Your job sounds stressful.
Oh, you're telling me.
I am telling you, bro.
I thought your job was stressful.
You know what, dude? Maybe it's just all jobs. You know, maybe it's like just life. The baseline of life is just stressful work, you know?
Yeah. You know what's not terribly stressful?
What's that?
Playing Halo.
Playing Halo is fun.
Playing Halo is fun.
It's a good balance to all the stressful work days, you know?
Right.
You know what's also fun?
What's also fun?
Talking Halo.
Ah, that is indeed fun, especially when you're not given too much information, which allows you to speculate.
You get to speculate, you get to think, and then you go to your buddy and you go, "Hey, let's talk Halo."
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
Hey, oh, hey.
Hey,
How about that?
Oh,
By the way, that was kind of a long opening before we talked about Halo, but I did want to say, welcome to season 2 of the Red Spartan Halo podcast. Now, people want to know, hey, what the hell does that mean? What is a season 2? Season 2 marks the transition of our show from one season to the next. Okay.
What? No way.
Now, here's how the show started out. Keep in mind how this show started out. We talked about it last week. We're not going to spend too much time on it right now. But the show started out as a show that went, hey.
What a wonderful kind of day.
Hey. Hey.
Hey, DW.
What? No. Stop derailing me.
How deep was that hole? Anyways, go on.
No, say, hey, is 3 for 3 going to be able to do a good enough job to get an old Halo fan back into Halo in time for Halo Infinite? Okay? And Jimmy didn't hang around long enough for us to really kind of find out, kind of not, maybe he'll play it, right? Okay. That part's done. That part of the show is done. Okay? We're 3-4 weeks out from Halo Infinite releasing now. That is no longer something that we're even thinking about now. Now we're thinking about getting ready for this launch, the game launching, the campaign, the multiplayer. This is the like starting right now. This is the goal. Oh, what an amazing time to be a Halo fan. Launch is right around the corner. All your friends are thinking, oh, dude, we're going to play Halo. I can't wait to play Halo. So it didn't make sense for this show to kind of stay in the first act anymore. We're now graduating. We're going into season 2 here. Halo Infinite launch and basically the first year of what Halo Infinite's going to bring us. Now, we got a couple things coming this year for this podcast specifically that's going to be very exciting. First off, I can confirm, maybe sooner, but definitely starting when Halo Infinite releases, I will be at every single community night on Saturdays when we have our community night. I'll be at every single one of them. So if you ever want to talk to me, if you ever want to hang out with us and you want to have a good time, look, every community night that I've ever been at has been a blast. We have a ton of fun. They're a lot of fun. And if you're a Halo fan who doesn't, necessarily, you're looking for some people to connect with, right? Between every Halo game, there's always a drop off of people who play. And then there's, newer people who play, right? For me, all my friends stopped playing after Halo 3. It took until Halo 5 when I got a new core group of people who played. And that just made all the difference in the world. So I'm opening it up right now. If you want to be part of my group, if you want to be part of the Red Spartan Halo podcast group, every Saturday, we got a community night going. We're going to play every single Saturday. And I will be there. Maybe sooner. But definitely starting when Halo Infinite releases, I will be there every Saturday, in case, unless something happens. But you can count on me being there consistently on Saturdays. So that was one thing that I wanted to talk about. So I say that to say, bringing, connecting the podcast to the community a little bit more in that way, right? Another thing that we're going to do, connecting community and the podcast, is we're going to host 2 1v1 tournaments during season 2 of this podcast. During this next year, we are going to host 2 1v1 tournaments that's going to be hosted by the Red Spartan Halo podcast. I will not be playing in them. I've decided officially I will not be playing in them. I will be commentating them. And we're going to have all the rules and everything like that coming out soon. We've sort of talked about this a little bit before, and we've kind of teased it. The first tournament is going to be in January. The second tournament is likely going to be summertime. Figure winter and summer, that kind of makes sense to me.
Uncold.
Second one might be a little bit different in the uncold. Second one might, there might be a little bit more flexibility there. But the first tournament will definitely be in January. So you'll get the game. Hopefully December 8th when it comes out. You'll start playing. Everybody will have a month to a month and a half until we start the 1v1 tournament. So that'll be exciting. That'll be something else that we got going on. We have obviously some new intro and outro music, which, hopefully.
Whoa! Spoilers!
Hopefully don't well, they already heard the intro music.
Well, yeah, but they didn't hear the outro music.
Oh, that's right. Well, hey, announcing it right now. New outro music, dude.
You heard it here first, folks. New outro music.
We got some other fun things that we're excited about and that we want to do. And so that stuff will be kind of coming up as Mystery and I are sort of toying around with an idea of going through the campaigns together. There might be some additional content that we make available. And so I guess what I'm saying is we're excited for season 2. We're looking at this as kind of a new year to kind of not regroup, but just sort of hey, where can we take this? What's the next level? So that's what we're thinking about. That's what we're doing. The tournaments, the community nights. There was something else that I wanted to bring up, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. That's okay. We will keep you guys updated with everything else that comes along. But so yeah, just welcome to season 2. Mystery, are you excited for season 2 of the Red Spartan Halo podcast? How are you feeling?
Of course, always excited to talk Halo. But before we move forward, I wanted to say thank you to to Shadow 6400 for the last community game night. Unfortunately, I was not able to stream it because apparently at some point when Streamlabs OBS's updater is way too far ahead of your current gen version.
Oh.
It won't allow you to stream after a while or something.
Really?
Like that. Yeah. So the reason why I couldn't get my stream up and running for that Saturday night was because of the fact that I did not update, or I hate updates for, I'm just not a big fan of updates and I don't update all the time. I'm very picky about the updates. But yeah, I fell so far behind Because like usually updates they'll fix something, but they'll break something else.
This one, not that one.
Yeah, because like if it's working for me now, then what are we fixing? You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying.
If we're fixing this, even though it's not broken for me, then you're breaking something else for me.
I see what you're saying. I get that.
Right? So
yeah.
I'm kind of picky about, you know, the updates.
Okay. I feel you. I think
and
that's...
so eventually, yeah, the updates ended up outdating my current software, and I guess apparently I just needed to.
Dude, the update outdated you, bro?
Yeah, man.
Come on, guys.
It did.
Come on. What a
Rival's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
It wasn't broken for me until an update.
Exactly. That's what he's saying. Don't leave it alone, Streamlabs.
It took me a little while to figure that one out, though. Unfortunately, but luckily, thankfully, Shadow 6400 came in very clutch last minute to you know, to be able to stream that game night. Well, so I very much appreciate that.
That's very good. Hey, if anybody is interested in hosting a game night, what does hosting a game night mean? Hosting a game night means you're going to go through the trouble of making sure everybody's connected, everybody's having fun, playing games that everybody wants to play, maybe setting up the custom games if there's enough people. If you're interested in hosting that kind of thing, and if you have your own stream, you're certainly welcome to stream the community night. We do encourage that. You know, send a DM to me or Mystery, and we'll get in a conversation together. Fire Mage has really been doing that for a while. This gentleman is in college and he has a tough degree, and so he might not be as available as he has been. So we're definitely looking at sort of like spreading around some of the love if we can. I mean, we're not going to get too crazy and have like 15 different people who are hosting community nights, but if that's something something you thought about and you're like, hey, you know what, I wouldn't mind hosting that and having some extra people in my stream, maybe hanging out, then send me a DM and we can talk about that too. All right, is there anything else that you wanted to cover about season 2, Mystery, before we jump into what's been going on with Halo?
Anything else that I wanted to cover about season 2 to become?
That might have been a little vague. Yeah,
I don't
that
know.
might be a little too all-encompassing.
Yeah, I know. I cannot predict the future, but I definitely do look forward to talking more Halo.
Well,
and speculating, and expanding our horizons.
Yeah, why don't we expand some of our horizons right now? Let's talk about the Spartan Killer, or a Spartan Killer. So
right, very, very good point. A Spartan Killer, not the Spartan Killer, which is a very big distinction.
Yeah, I thought it was the Spartan Killer when they first introduced this guy.
No.
Some people are thinking to themselves, "Who's this guy? Who the hell are you talking about?" During the Halo Infinite campaign trailer, the most recent one, there's a scene where Master Chief comes across this elite, and this elite has 2 energy swords, bro. 2 energy swords.
Right.
We talked about this a little bit with the bosses. We're like, are they going to make them interesting? Okay, well, certainly seems like it. In fact, seems like the Banished has middle management. You know how earlier we were talking about how annoying middle management is, Mystery?
Thematic. I like it.
Well, the Banished have their own middle managent, and
Did I follow your script accordingly?
They are equally as contentious. IGN is doing something called what's it called? IGN First? Is that what it's called when they take a game and they look at it?
Right. Yeah. I guess they have some deals sometimes to have like exclusive access for a little bit, or something like that.
So they go to 343 and they say, hey, you want to? I mean, I don't know how the conversation goes, but basically 343 and IGN coming together, and 343 is giving IGN some extra goodies, some exclusive interviews and conversations and stuff like that, and then IGN plasters it all over their content. So there's an article that recently came out that we thought it would be fun to talk about this guy called, how do you pronounce it? Jenga?
Yeah, Jenga. Jenga.
Well, there's no
the N is silent.
No.
Or the N is invisible.
The N's not there.
It's invisible.
It's not Jenga, is it?
It could be Jaga. It could be Yaga. It could be, I don't know.
Haga?
Haga, maybe.
How do you want to pronounce it for this conversation?
Jenga.
All right, so Jenga.
I'm sorry.
So Jenga is the name of the Spartan. We're gonna sound like idiots if we're saying Jenga. It's not Jenga. There's no N in there.
Okay. What if we just call him Jay?
Somebody put Jaeger in the chat. Fire mage. Yeah, you know what? I want to see some people who can Photoshop this elite, like playing Jenga or drinking Jaeger or something like that. I love this. And then instead of it saying Jega, it just has that other name. That's perfect. No, let's call him Jega. How about that? We'll call him Jega.
We are making the agreement to call him Sega.
Sega.
With a J.
Sega with a J. It's a silent N. Okay, so Sega Jenga.
Jega. Well, yeah, we're gonna pronounce it as like almost like Sega, except where there's a J instead. So Jega.
The Banished are
Giga.
Stop, dude. The Banished are organized, unlike the Covenant, which basically had the Prophets, the Arbiter, Tartarus, and then everyone else. It seems like the Banished have a little bit more, a little bit more middle management. So we got these bosses, okay, these Spartan Killers. And at the very top of the Banished is Atriox, who we know from Halo Wars 2 mystery, right?
Halo Wars 2, yes.
Then it seems like Atriox has Escharum, who's like the head guy for the Zeta Halo Banished people, right?
That's an important distinction as well, because in Halo Wars 2, he did have a second hand in command as well. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I guess the way they're kind of going at this, it very much seems like the Banished is probably spread out all across the universe.
Right.
And they have their own divisions. And
Right.
there's a second in command per division. In this case, it would be Jaga. Is it Jaga?
Jaga.
Who is no, it was
No,
Escharum.
you mean
Sorry,
Escharum.
Escharum.
Right.
Escharum is the second in command.
Yes.
Specifically for Zeta Halo.
Correct. For
Not
Zeta
for,
Halo.
Not for the whole army.
Right.
Specifically for Zeta
Not
Halo.
for all of the Banished. He's just the manager of the Banished at Zeta Halo. That's it. He's the director of the Zeta Banished. Okay. Underneath Escharum are a bunch of mid-level guys. Okay. This is your Jaga. This is the brute who we saw with the rocket launcher and the jetpack, I believe. The bosses who we're going to come up against in Halo Infinite are all sort of, they're all what? They're all, what am I trying to say here? All the bosses are like a part of the Banished, it seems. And so I don't know. It definitely seems like we're going to come across a bunch of different bosses, but it seems like they are all, I'm trying to think of what the word is. They're, help me on here. What are they? They are more ruthless. They are, I'm trying to think of how the
You're
article.
talking about this,
this guy Jaga. Or like the Spartan Killers in general. They are just like, they're like a group of group of Spartan Killers that I think they dubbed themselves the Hand of Atriox, if that's correct. Yeah. They're tough. They're brutal people who are in the Banished who are all trying to kill the Master Chief. Okay? Good there? Yes. So, this guy Jaga. They're basically talking about him and saying that he's kind of like what was the one quote that they had? He's like the Arbiter. What was it? Do you know what I'm talking about? The inverted Arbiter or whatever like that? Or something like that? He's almost like the inverse of what you'd expect from the Arbiter. Now, like, what does that mean? And I thought that this was kind of interesting. I'd love to talk to you about this with the Banished. What they mean by that is like the Arbiter and the Covenant had a type of like religious doctrine to them that allowed them to do some things and not allow them to do other things. And they make a point that this guy, this Jaga guy, he has like a mechanical arm, and he has like, he has the dual energy swords. He has some other like robotic things going on with him. They mentioned mechanical mandibles and such. Yeah. Right. And they said that like in the old covenant, like they wouldn't have had that happen because it like wasn't pure or something like that. Like it wasn't part of like the covenant doctrine to be able to,
right, I guess alterations to the body itself as opposed to like having armor on, but
Right.
alterations to the body itself is like impure, and so they should not have to do it or whatever. And if you do, like if you get to that point or whatever, you should just kill yourself instead.
right.
That's kind of literally like the way they describe
Like
it.
it wasn't on. It's not honorable.
That's it. Thank you, Java.
Yeah, thank you, Java.
Or Q-stick. That's actually, yeah, Q-stick.
Q-stick in the chat saying
Q-stick in the chat.
it wasn't honorable.
Thank you.
Exactly. And so like that's an interesting idea because it kind of gives a different perspective of the Banished versus the Covenant. Like I think if you look at like Halo 4 and you look at the boy, I don't know why, I just can't think of any like proper names today. If you look at like the Covenant from Halos 1 through 3, and then you look at the Storm faction of the Covenant, you look at them from Halo 4 who were led by Julam Dama. It's really, you really don't see that much of a difference. Yeah, the Hand of the Didact. It kind of seems like this kind of the same thing, but maybe they're just like on a different mission. Whereas the Banished, they really have this like fundamental difference where they don't care about the dogmatic, what you're supposed to do, the honor and all that kind of stuff. They're basically going to do whatever they can and whatever they want to, you know, to kill you and to win. And I mean, that has implications for, you know, the Banished and, you know, how more of a brutal enemy that they'll be than the regular Covenant. And I think that's kind of interesting. In reading through the article, I thought that was just, I don't know, just kind of like an interesting idea to kind of, you know, think about a little bit. Like they're not opposed to just, they're not bound by any of the, well, they're not bound by any kind of doctrine or anything like that. So it makes me kind of wonder, like, what else are they willing to do, or what else, like, how else does that philosophy kind of show up in, you know, and how we'll see them in Halo Infinite? It kind of, like, you know, gets me speculating a little bit, Mystery. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, exactly. It just makes you, it definitely makes you wonder what their official objective is. You know, what is it that motivates the Banished?
I guess
other than the fact that they're hell-bent on taking down the Covenant for being banished, I suppose.
Yeah, that was another thing I was wondering. Do you think that the Banished are going to kind of have might have any kind of interactions with the Arbiter, who at this point right now would be at Sunayon with the rest of the elites? Do you think that there's any kind of like, hey, we're going back after them? Or I don't know. I could kind of see that as sort of like a side story to Halo Infinite that they might get into. Do you think 343 would do anything with that? I'm just like thinking about this now. I didn't think about that before.
I think it would be really cool, I guess, to kind of, you're saying specifically the elites that have been banished to go try to take back Sunayon? Is that what you're saying?
Right, because if I'm part of the Banished, I'm thinking like, you know, screw the Covenant, dude. You know, they're this, they're that, whatever. We've been fighting them for years. And then all of a sudden, you know, the Covenant falls apart. You end up winning because, you know, you were fighting them on the one side. Humans were on the other side. Now you're up against the humans. You're taking out the humans. And then you see like, hey, there's some of the old people from the Covenant over there. You know, do you think they would see that? Actually really makes me think. I wonder if they would see them as allies or as like enemies because they're part of the old Covenant. Like, I wonder what the Arbiter would be to Atriox.
Who would the Arbiter be to Atriox?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think right now. The Arbiter, well, remember, the Arbiter was essentially put on a suicide mission for his failure to protect the Halo ring.
Right. Fighting for the Covenant, and then he wasn't.
Right, yeah.
So in a way, he went against the Covenant, kind of like the Banished went against the Covenant. I wonder if there's a type of little connection there. I didn't even think about that till now. Not that they have connected, but that they wouldn't necessarily be enemies.
Right, but like, I mean, in theory, the idea of like the Arbiter being the person to have killed and stopped essentially the great journey for the Covenant, does that also make him a heretic leader as well? Because I mean, that's what he did, right? He took his one of his first missions were to take down the heretic leader, the heresy that was, you know, that little squad there.
Yeah, he kind of became the heretic.
But then he, in a sense, he would have essentially become heretic. because of the fact that like he then realized that like no, the Great Journey is false.
Yeah, I'm just
Right.
curious at like how Atriox would view him. I don't know. I didn't
He
think about that till
would
now.
view him as enemy because he's
What?
allied with humans.
Oh,
He's allied with humans. Yeah.
Oh, damn humans.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. I would really love to see an interaction between Arbiter and Atriox.
Me
though.
too.
Like it's just like what the heck? Forget Arbiter. Forget Master Chief.
Yeah,
and
forget
Atriox.
Master Chief,
Like,
dude. Toss that guy
forget,
aside.
like, yeah, throw Arbiter at Atriox and see what happens.
What stood out to you from the article? What did you read that you were kind of like,
Okay, so some things that well, of course it was the this hand of the Atriox and like this idea of these group of quote unquote Spartan killers
Mhm.
and how like these guys are the essential bosses that you're going to be fighting.
right?
Right? I like that they are a little bit of a group, right?
Okay.
A little bit of a group that are out there to take down the demon essentially. Right, that's what you're dubbed as. You are dubbed. I think there was a quote on here, very early on. Hold on. But there are also the so-called Spartan Killers, a group of top-shelf fighters who are hell-bent on ending Master Chief's reign as the Covenant's own personal collective demon. Right, and like the idea of them inciting the challenge of actually taking on the demon instead of being scared of the demon. It
Right.
really does excite me.
Yeah, that's right. Because like in the Halos 1 through 3, the demon was feared.
He was
And-
feared, yeah.
I mean, there's the one elite in like in the book, The Flood, that was going after the chief, but for the most part, they all feared him. And here you are, you got some guys who are like, oh, the demon, let's get him. You know. I'm so mad right now.
Little do you know, that new Ghostbusters movie that's coming out later on this month is actually a prequel to this
Yeah,
video game.
exactly. When Halo and Ghostbusters comes together. I like this quote here. They say, Jega, one of the things we tried to do with Jega was make him into the creepiest, most disturbing character that's been in Halo. Just every time you see him, he looks at things as prey. The whole experience of how he toys with Chief is just how he is. I thought that was interesting that they were trying to make the creepiest, most disturbing character. I don't even know what that looks like in Halo.
Right. Okay. So now, okay, we can go with that. It's one thing to say this, right?
Mhm.
This is the way they want to approach it.
Uh-huh.
I want to know, and I really want them to execute on it. I want them to demonstrate it. You know, don't just say this now and then not show it in the
Yeah.
campaign.
This guy
You know
needs
what I
to be
mean? When you
freaky,
see
dude.
it. Right, exactly. I want to see him be the creepy guy, or I want to see, like, like how he thinks and why he's thinking the way he's thinking, kind
Right.
of thing. I want him to be further, developed that way. Otherwise, this guy is just another bullet sponge that you're just going to be throwing.
Correct.
Throw at you. Right?
Correct.
That's the last thing I want. I don't want another bullet sponge. I want somebody that's going to stick around, that's going to keep me interested. Do we kill him? Do we kill all of these guys?
I think so.
If we do,
Yeah,
I mean,
I would think so.
is there space for like maybe having them come back later? Maybe one of them narrowly escapes or something, and maybe they're hell bent on trying to get back at you again later on. Like I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
hate
that
the
could be-
idea of like returning bosses, something like some kind of like superhero thing where the Batman's fighting the Joker 1,500 times. You fight Jega 15 times, throughout Halo for the next 40 years. I don't know.
I wouldn't say 15 times or fighting him 15
That might
times.
be a bit much. All I'm trying to say
saying,
is like having a returning enemy isn't the worst idea.
Right, but having him return with some kind of development. That's kind of a key thing for me, because like
Right.
having him come back and like nothing changes at all for him, that means nothing.
Right, it's
Right?
boring.
Like at that point it's just okay, well this guy's just not going to die because he's not going to die.
Right.
Right? He looks cool, so they're just keeping him alive. I would definitely like to see development. If they do have these guys, leave and come back or return in another thing.
Something that's interesting too is like they say one of the things we tried to do with Jaga was make him into the creepiest, most disturbing character that's been in Halo. That's a tough thing to hit. I mean, the grave mind that you see in Halo 2 and Halo 3 is pretty easily the most creepiest, most disturbing character that's in Halo. For them to surpass that with an elite seems a bit tough. But even one of these bosses seems even weirder. Like, I don't know how, without taking this game into being rated M for mature, and this dude is just like, I don't know, just doing some real disturbing shit. I don't know how you make him into the creepiest, most disturbing character that's been in Halo. I mean, how do you... I don't even know how you do that. I'll be interested to see if this is kind of like a bunch of smoke or... Like... I just can't imagine coming up with a character that's more creepy or disturbing than the Gravemind. Which is literally... The Gravemind is literally the collective brain power and central like neuro brain of the Flood in like an area. And so every human being or every covenant that's infected by the Flood, its brains, its memories, it's all of, maybe it's not as physical brains, but like its memories, it's all of its neurological stuff goes to the Gravemind, making it even more powerful. And it's this gross looking, probably smelling, talking like that. How do you surpass that, dude? I just think that that's a really high bar to set, and I don't know if that's just like a marketing thing, like, hey, yeah, we want to make them real creepy, or if it's like, you know, did they really, like, am I gonna be actually, like, I kind of don't believe I'm actually gonna find this guy disturbing. They'd really have to like pull something out that I just wouldn't expect them to do to make this guy disturbing. Like, is he just creepy? Like, I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I just don't know how they would do that.
Is he disturbing in the way where he just like he'll go off and start just raping other elites or something? You know, like,
Jesus Christ.
You know what I mean? Like, no, I get what you mean, but I don't get what you mean.
Yeah,
but I get what you mean. You know,
disturbing.
like,
Okay, here's what I would find disturbing. You go into a room and this guy has a bunch of humans upside. Oh, this is gonna get graphic here, folks. This guy has a bunch of humans upside down like cattle. Okay, and he's you know, slicing their throats to help kind of bleeding them out like Dexter style, you know, before he turns them into you know, jackets. Like, okay, you win. That's the creepiest, most disturbing character I've seen in Halo. Congratulations, you did it.
You beat the Gravemind in Creep Factor. Good job.
Just don't think we're gonna see anything like that, so I don't know how they would do that.
No, because it's gotta keep to its rated M.
Yeah,
or rated
do that in rated T,
like,
dude.
You can't do that for rated
Come on, dude.
teen. Darn.
They say we wanted to build a character up to be more of like a subtle sidekick to Escharum. They have the closest relationship. They work together the longest. Jaga is his most respected soldier, his closest friend.
I want to see all of this in the cutscenes,
right,
or at least I want them to elaborate on this.
Right.
You know?
Is this going to get developed in the game? Or is this like the development? Right? Is this a guy who's gonna have some stupid book a year after the game releases where it's like, oh, this book's about Jaga? They got to be really careful here, man. And like, I don't care if a lot of the like, look, I don't need to see cutscenes of Jaga and Escharum spooning on their last mission before, you know, they go out to battle. I don't need to see that. That's okay. But like, I just like, is any development there? Are there audio logs or, you know, letters or something that can kind of show us in game that they're really close? Like, how do we know that they're really close? Is the voice acting and the dialogue good enough between the two that we get to hear where you can tell like, oh, these guys are
genuine
really
chemistry there?
Exactly. Or is this just kind of like,
hey, you do this,
the character profile that's like, you know, could be in a, you know, in a game booklet, you know? It's like, oh, I didn't know that from the game, but now reading the booklet I understand. I'm just worried about that kind of stuff.
Right. And like, there is this you know, typically the story of like the villain side of the story is never really expanded upon, typically in storytelling.
You mean in Halo or just in general?
In movies, in video games, like you never always see what they're doing, and it'd be nice for them to kind of explore a little bit more of like what they are doing and why they're doing it, kind of thing.
I always feel like villains are always like kind of the most interesting. Do you remember the one book that talked about the Prophet Truth and how like the Prophet Truth understood that the whole thing was a charade? Like he actually understood that there was no great journey. He actually understood how the Halo rings worked, but then he decided to continue with it because he was like, well, we're kind of like too far into this. And like, this is just what we're just going to do. We're just going to kind of keep going down this path. It made it really,
that's in a book?
Oh yeah. It was like really interesting because like it changes everything. Like he was no longer this blinded prophet. Like he knew, but he wasn't going to give up his position of power. He wasn't going to go against the dogma. He wasn't going to go against the doctrine, I think I meant to say. He wasn't going to go against any of that. He was just going to, okay, hey, look, this is what I'm leading. This is what we're doing. We're just going to keep going. Like he knew, but he kept going. Like that's interesting to me. That adds that extra layer of depth. Kind of wish we got that in the game somewhere, but that's okay. But like, I guess what I'm saying is like, I want there to be the same kind of respect and detail to these characters that we had for the characters in 1 through 3 that I felt like, you know. Yeah. What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. When in doubt, always say yes.
You don't have to always.
You're right. I shouldn't. I should not. That'd be really weird, wouldn't it? I just lost the article, so I'm trying to get it back right now.
No worries. I can stall for a little bit.
I accidentally clicked on the X button. How dare I? Trying to maximize my screen.
Oh, they say that Jaga is a member of the Silent Shadow. And in one of his many secret missions, one of those endeavors left him in a state which we see him now, where his lust for battle and vengeance completely outweighs even his own pride in his own culture. That's interesting to me. Silent Shadow, was that a book?
I don't think so. I do not know what the Silent Shadow is. I'm assuming it's some kind of like spec ops group or something.
Okay.
It sounds like that's what it would be.
So he's a member of the Silent Shadow. Like, I'd be interested to find out more about the Silent Shadow. I'd like to hear more about that, you know?
Right. It's a unit of special operations Sankheili within the Covenant's special operations branch. Okay. According to Halo Wiki or Halopedia.
Great. So, going against Covenant tradition and principles, he accepts a robotic arm and mandibles. The Banished represent what the Covenant would have been like if you didn't have the group's dogmatic restraint on things.
Right.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Right, which could bring for a lot of different kind of interactions with these guys.
I wonder if we'll see.
Because, like,
oh, sorry.
Now you have altered Covenant, right? In the case of Jaga, right? Jaga. His arm is like a robotic arm. He's got robotic mandibles, right? So like, how does that now change? It's not going to be a typical like, use your plasma pistol to take out the shield and shoot him in the head kind of thing.
Right.
Maybe that arm might have something else that could help. Maybe that arm, it's a sword and it's a shield at the same time. I don't know. You know?
Right.
But maybe we would have very different interactions with these kinds of enemies. Being the Banished, right?
I'm interested to see the rest of them for sure, and I want to know what their backgrounds are. I really hope that we get more.
Just reading what Q-Stick is saying.
What's he
Capture
saying?
Dr. Halsey and torture her, make Chief face his past and his lack of humanity to save her, then give her an on-screen death. Okay. Cortana will have to face her version of mortality.
Just some ideas. We got ideas over here, 3 for 3. We got ideas over here. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was pretty neat. I'm interested at the idea of it, you know, I will say after this article, it makes me more interested in these bosses for sure. You know, I was worried about it.
And those guys are doing their job.
Yeah, I was worried about it before. I was like, okay, are these just kind of like we're just throwing these people out? It seems like they have more.
Right, and I believe I mentioned
right
something like that, like in that episode. I was like, hey, you know, there probably is like a reasoning behind them being there.
Yeah, so
and this is kind of fleshing that out.
Yeah, exactly. As long as they make it believable, as long as you know, as long as they are dealt with well and they provide hopefully some kind of lore in the game about their background, I would really appreciate that. And I get it, maybe you don't need too much lore, and maybe I'm treating Halo a little bit harsher than I would some other franchise, but I would just like there to be something more than just like, here's this dude, fight him, you know. So the way that they're kind of building him, even in this article, if they can just like show some of that in the game, I think that is something that I'm looking for, and that I hope that they do.
I hope so too.
Okay, well, great. Is there anything about Jega? Anything else you want to talk about with him?
Is he available in other colors? Is there a blue, green one, green, purple one?
I don't think so. I think he just comes in that black and red armor that he has there.
They all come in black and red armor.
Hey, what do you think about that one? Okay, so for anybody who hasn't seen him, Jega has a energy sword, a normal looking Covenant energy sword that is red, and then he has a energy sword that looks like it's kind of like around his arm.
Yeah, it's around his forearm.
It's like two blades, just kind of like the energy sword, but it's almost like, imagine the energy sword, but like instead of you holding it on your hand, it's like brought back and it fits like on your wrist, leaving your hand kind of open, which is interesting. I didn't think about that, but he could still throw grenades and stuff. And then like the blades are kind of going like up and down his forearm and then extending further outward. Do you think that we'll see more variations of the energy sword like this in future games or with other characters, or do you think that this will be the only variation that we see?
I mean, the Prophet's Bane is another variation of the energy sword, right?
Oh,
this kind of reminds me of the Prophet's Bane.
Yeah.
Not like exactly, but in shape, reminds me.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Of Prophet's Bane. So like, if this guy all of a sudden, like, if you pick up his sword, do you get an overshield instead, like instead of the active camo that you do with the Prophet's Bane?
Do you think we get to a point where Master Chief has a katana energy sword that he pulls out of a hilt, and it's like the energy sword kind of material? Like, do you think, basically what I'm asking is, do you think we'll eventually get like lightsabers in Halo?
We don't need lightsabers.
Come on, don't we all want lightsabers in Halo though? Come on, wouldn't that be so cool?
I know there are people that would enjoy it.
I'm one of those people for sure.
Q-Stick was another person that probably would.
I would love to see that, because lightsabers are so much fun, and the energy sword is badass. So maybe you don't need lightsabers exactly, but I would definitely not mind seeing like a katana where the blade is just like glowing red. I mean, that's pretty cool. Zoom, zoom. I don't know. I think that'd be dope.
So, I guess, question: do you think that, you know, just like Jega, do you think maybe the Hand of Aatrox, as they're called, the Spartan Killers, if you will, do you think they all will have some kind of, like, I don't know, mechanical body part or something in some way, shape, or form?
I'm not sure. It seemed like that's kind of like this guy's background, but if the other ones are as battle worn as this guy is, maybe we do see that. I wouldn't mind seeing a you know what I'd love to see is like a that's kind of a dumb image. I don't know why I was thinking this, but like, imagine a brute that had like all of his limbs blown off, and then he was just kind of like a Hulk now, because like he had like all robotic arms, but they like made him bigger. I don't know, maybe that would be stupid, but I feel like, I don't know if you'll see them all, but I think that you'll see this kind of embracing of other technologies. I think that you'll see that more, right? I think, you know what I would wonder? I would wonder if we'll see elites pick up human weapons. I don't think in any other Halo game, ever had an elite pick up a human weapon. I think it was only ever the brutes that did that. Brutes did that. Am I remembering that right? Or am I misremembering this?
Brutes picking up human weapons?
Yeah. Or having human weapons.
Well, we definitely saw a brute with rocket launchers in Halo Infinite for sure in the trailer.
Well, yeah, that's so maybe that's what this is. Maybe that's kind of more of that, like embracing picking up human weapons. I kind of thought that brutes did in Halo 3, but I could be wrong.
I mean, I don't know if this counts. There was that cutscene in Halo 3 where you saw Johnson and Arbiter Johnson grabbing human weapons and giving them to the elites, and Arbiter grabbing Covenant weapons and giving them to the humans.
Yeah, it's almost like a sign. Yeah, it's almost like a sign of like breaking from the Covenant. Really, it's like, okay, we're embracing these other technologies and stuff like that. So,
right.
I guess that has already sort of happened, but I'm interested to see like more of that. I guess to see how else they'll kind of like break, or like how else they'll sort of embrace other technologies and that sort of stuff, because the Covenant was never inventive, right? The Covenant always used like their technology. This was one of the advantages that the humans had. The Covenant technology was more advanced than humans, but the Covenant themselves were not as inventive as humans. So once the humans got their hands on a dead elite that had energy shields, humans were able to take that technology, sort of reverse engineer it, and then make that work for Master Chief in developing his energy shields.
If I'm correct, they even made it slightly stronger too, right?
I think so.
No?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Right.
And then you can see in the Infinity, God, the word infinite is just used too much. The Infinity has like some forerunner technology. So like humans are really good at taking technologies and kind of integrating them, but you never saw the Covenant do it. The Covenant always had the same stuff, the same kind of ships, the same technology. They weren't inventive.
Right, but whenever it came to forerunner technology, typically Dr. Halsey had a hand in it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that the humans were always doing that. They weren't like opposed to it, and the Covenant just never. Like you never saw them evolve any or like advance any of their stuff in the books or anything. So this is like the first that I'm ever seeing an elite with like a robotic arm or anything that would be considered an advanced technology for the elites or for the Covenant. Yeah, Orange Crawdad said it pretty good. He said the Covenants were imitative, not innovative. It's exactly right. But the Banished facts. The Banished seem innovative, and I think that that's scary, but also kind of cool. So we'll see what that turns into.
That makes them scarier though than the Covenant,
for sure.
Right? Because now, I mean, the Banished are probably, if anything, the Banished would play dirty. They would play dirty, wouldn't they?
They would play dirty, dude. They'd kick you right in the balls and throw sand in your face.
Yeah, I mean that's the way they would do it. That's the way I see them doing it, at least. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean this kind of technology, the way they scavenge and like they just create and innovate, as you guys have been saying, definitely does make them a scarier threat. And this is all established and also in Halo Wars, and Halo Wars 2. Can
you explain that a little bit more for anybody who hasn't been playing Halo Wars 2 like myself?
I mean, okay. So like a lot of their have you seen any of the designs of any of those like wraiths and such in Halo Wars 2 by any chance?
No.
Like they are even more armored in Halo Wars 2 than those wraiths than the typical wraith that you see on the Covenant.
Oh,
right? They have like spikes sticking out of the front and like, you know,
cool.
they're armed, man. They're armed with very heavy tanky like equipment. Atriox is not just he's a hefty brute. Right. I don't know if you've seen him. He's got armor, right? Like he's got armor for days.
It's armor for days.
Even his second in command in Halo Wars 2, like he had a massive suit, right? Where he was taking us on like entire armies worth of like Marines and like other kind of vehicles and such, like the EMP blasters and so on, and all this other stuff, right? So, like these guys are walking tanks.
That's awesome. That's exciting.
Which is exciting. I'm wondering if we're going to be seeing any of those other vehicles that
Halo
have
Wars?
been established in Halo Wars 2.
I was just thinking that. I was just wondering that.
Like what was it, the Reavers and all those other, the anti-air / like anti-vehicle threats?
I don't know enough because I don't I watched the Halo Wars 2 cutscenes once. I never spent enough time with the game to really get a good idea of like who they were, what they were. I just thought it was like an enemy for that game. I didn't realize that this was going to be like, oh, this is the direction that Halo is moving in.
I'm glad that they're moving in this direction. It makes me even more excited. It genuinely does make me more excited.
Yeah, I remember when they said it. I remember when they said like, oh, it's going to be the Banished in Halo Infinite. I remember thinking to myself like, that's a little lazy. Just thinking like, yeah, I remember thinking like,
no.
Oh, you're just going to take the enemies who you came up with in Halo Wars 2 and you're just going to bring them in. Okay, that's a little lazy. But now I'm realizing like, oh no, they were planning this for a while. This is 343's Covenant.
Roadmap.
This is their
it's part of the roadmap, you know, like
correct, part of the roadmap. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah. So like do you remember you saw the cutscenes of Halo Wars 2? Right? Do you remember like that introduction of Atriox and like that cutscene alone and
no,
like the origin story?
No.
Really? You don't? How many times have you seen it?
Well, once. Yeah. Well,
it was literally the one-time thing.
Yeah.
One and done?
Yes, dude.
Were you one and done with Atriox?
I hit it and I quit it.
You hit it and you quit it.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I do remember that cutscene even after watching it once. Like,
well, how many times did you see it?
Even maybe I played through the Halo Wars 2 campaign honestly about 3 times now.
Wow.
So I've seen it about 3 times. And there's some really incredible cutscenes in that.
I remember the DLC cutscene with the flood.
Okay, you remember that. Why do you remember that?
Because you
don't remember Atriox beating the shit out of 3 Spartan 2s?
Oh, I do remember that. Okay.
You remember that? Run, little pigs, you know? Like,
that was
run, little demons, or whatever.
That was the closest I ever saw Halo get to, like, scary since 343 took over. Like, that was intense.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That scene, and even, like, the origin story of the Banished, like, seeing like Atriox be the first one to defy the Covenant in that particular moment, and then the brutes behind him following along, and like they tore apart all those elites. Easy.
I don't want to play through the game, but I want to watch the cutscenes again. I'm just not into real-time strategy games.
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, definitely. I mean, highly recommend those cutscenes. Those cutscenes are fantastic.
I'll have to go through it. I'll tell you what. I remember the Halo Wars 1 cutscenes really well.
Do you?
Yeah.
Which one in particular?
The one where I think my favorite one and the one that blew me away the most was when, what's the captain's name? Cutter?
Captain Cutter.
When Captain Cutter slingshotted around, was it the sun?
Yeah.
Or the core of wherever he was?
It was like a sun or something at the time, or like a blowing up planet or something.
Right, he like slingshotted around it like Captain Keyes did when Captain Keyes slingshotted around the moon in order to... Okay, so in the books, in Halo Fall of Reach, Captain Keyes came into contact with a Covenant cruiser, and the Covenant cruiser shot this gigantic bolt of plasma at Captain Keyes, and Captain Keyes basically drove his ship around the moon, so the plasma was following because it was homing. So he travels around this moon. The plasma bolt follows him around. He then takes the ship and he basically flies past the Covenant ship, and then the plasma bolt that was following him then hits the Covenant ship and destroys it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it was kind of like a nod to that. So I remember seeing it and I was like, oh, that's so amazing. It was almost kind of like and what's the word? Like
Keyes loop? Was it the Keyes loop, right?
I forget exactly what they call it, but it was just maybe it was called the Keyes loop. But yeah, they it was kind of like a nod to that, and I remembered that.
Like that's really cool. Homage.
An homage.
That's it. Homage. That's the word you're looking for.
Yes, an homage. Thank you. And I remember the one guy dying, which was tragic.
The one guy dying.
Sergeant Forge, maybe.
I see, but you don't remember the stuff before that.
Some of it.
There was like the well, I'm not. Yeah, sorry. I mean, like, you
don't remember all the cutscenes, do you?
Yeah. No, I know that typically when it comes to Halo Wars 1,
what do people remember?
The Spartans versus those elites are typically the
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that scene. They're like on the bridge or whatever.
Yeah, that one is one that they typically remember. People typically remember like the fight between the Arbiter and Sergeant Forge around the same time. The one of the few things that I remember in Halo Wars, the cutscene
Yes.
was when the Spirit of Fire collided against one of the Covenant cruisers.
Oh, I don't remember that. I gotta watch this again. I gotta watch this again.
Yeah, so like because like what ended up happening was like they came out of like the hollow, like the planet's like hollow tunnels or whatever.
Right.
Right, and like there was another Covenant cruiser that just so happened to be kind of flying, and like they ended up colliding with them like, on its side, and like just seeing that was just like holy crap, right? Because then everyone was like, oh man, you gotta get to battle stations and this, that, and the other, and they had this on like basically full on war between those two.
That's cool.
But like the amount of detail of the amount of detail that was put in. When those two were colliding was just, it was phenomenal to me. That was one of the few things I definitely remember.
Definitely want to watch that again.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I definitely highly recommend, like, if you're gonna play Halo Infinite, if you can, just sit down and watch those Halo Wars 2 cutscenes. You will definitely understand the Banished a little bit better, and it could even get you even bit more excited about the Banished.
I wonder what books cover the Banished. I gotta find that out.
I don't know
too.
because I didn't read anything past the Contact Harvest book, and I don't even remember Contact
Dude,
Harvest.
that's like first in the chronology.
Nor do I remember, huh?
It's like first in chronologies, Contact Harvest.
Right, yeah. I never read anything past that, and I don't remember anything before. I don't really remember anything, yeah.
You just remember that book? I mean, I liked it.
I know, I remember that's as far as I got.
People give that book a rough time. It was
Contact Harvest?
Yeah, that book was fine. Relax. Halo books that involve the Banished. Halo: The Rise of Atriox hardcover. What? That's not real.
There's no that's got to be some kind of comic book or like a graphic.
Yeah, it's a comic. The anthology comic series is based on Halo Wars 2, the real-time strategy video game for 343, which features a new ruthless villain in the Halo franchise, Atriox, whose defiance of the alien collective known as the Covenant is unmatched. Atriox, I don't have to read this.
You're reading it anyways.
I'll have to ask. The evolved people. See if they know.
No, know about what?
What Halo books might involve the Banished?
Oh, I see. Okay.
They might
These
know.
covers look really cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
this
yeah.
is really impressive.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there anything else from this article that you want to cover or talk about?
There's nothing else from the article.
Okay.
I'm just excited for the possibilities.
Same.
And that's the thing that gets me going the most is just the possibilities of what's going to happen or what can happen. I would say, do you have anything else you want to talk about? Because I mean, the next thing I would say is probably I got a lot of questions here. So
Not specifically. I don't think so. Let us know what you guys think about these bosses, the mid-level management of the Banished. Do you like the idea of these bosses? Do you hate the idea? Do you think that bosses is the way to go for a Halo open world game, or are you sharing my concerns that maybe they won't have enough of a development of these characters and they're just going to kind of be throwaway but maybe look cool for a couple minutes? Let us know. Join our Discord. Reach out to us. You can reach out to me on TikTok as well. Let us know what you think about all this stuff.
TikTok.
Speaking of TikTok, while they removed my ability to what was I trying to say? While they removed my ability to have Q&A, I still was asking questions, and so I have a couple questions here that I feel like I should ask.
All right, let's go with the TikTok questions.
So we're gonna go with a couple TikTok questions here. Okay, first question is from Spartan _667.unsc. He says, question: do you like the way Halo Infinite campaign works, or do you prefer the way it worked on the other Halo games? Why don't you take this one first?
Do you like the way the Halo Infinite campaign works?
Yeah, I think what he means is like this open world Halo campaign versus traditionally the linear campaigns that we've had.
I prefer the traditionally linear campaigns and like the mission select. But I'm willing to give open world Master Chief like campaign a shot. Pun intended. Yeah, I'm willing to give it a shot to at least say that, like, you know, if I do like it, okay, fine, whatever. I like it. Let's continue with it. If I don't like it, then, you know, at least we tried it and it didn't work.
I think that's fair. The jury's still out because we haven't played it, so we don't know how 343 is going to do with an open world game. I'm excited by the idea. I think that I personally prefer open world games to linear ones. However, I have always enjoyed Halo's campaigns more than any other campaign out there. BioShock is probably my next favorite campaign, and that was also a linear story. So when it comes to storytelling, one of the reasons why I traditionally like open world games is because there's so many different ways that story can play out for you. Halo Infinite isn't going to have that, I wouldn't think. I think that they're going to have a very specific campaign that unravels for you. So doing that in an open world game seems kind of weird. I guess, like, for contrast, think about something like Fallout 4. There's like 4 different endings you can get. There's different tribes who you can travel with and work with and do their side quests and stuff like that. So when I think of like an open world game, I really think like, oh, it's a game that has multiple campaigns, really, and then you just kind of find your own. So for
open world Forerunner game, I'm telling you, man.
I think it would be good.
I'm telling you, like, you know, you mentioned tribes and such, right? Just imagine, like, you know, Forerunners being part of all these different worlds and all that stuff, right? Like, I don't see it right now. I don't see it working for Master Chief's story.
We'll see. We will see. The Bad Jawa in the chat says, if storytelling is good, open or otherwise, shouldn't matter. So I guess the difference there that I would say is that when you can control... What am I trying to think here? When you can control exactly where the player goes and what happens and what dialogue is coming up. Well, no, I mean, I guess that's fair. I guess I was thinking like there's more control for the developer to give you a narrative basically, or when you have linear missions, because they can control when dialogue comes up or how you interact with the world or how you do it. And like they can control what's going to come up first for you, so you can kind of control the story more. And so in that way, I think you're able to deliver the story that you want for the player. I think that's where like it does matter if it's open world or linear. So I think that they're, again, with open world games, like usually there's not one narrative. I don't think. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Assassin's Creed games are open world and they kind of have like a straightforward narrative. So I don't know. I guess I'm a little bit all over the place here when it comes to the open world stuff, just because there's so many different kinds of open world games. But I think it's fair, to his point. If you have a good story, should be all right. So we'll see. But
yeah, well, I mean, yeah. For me, it's we'll see.
I'm a big fan of the open world campaign, so we'll see how that pans out. Next question is from booter.exe. He says, if you could add an attachment to Infinite, like a helmet, chest, or shoulders, etc., what would it be? I have an answer here. What do you got? Or how about I go first? Yeah, I have the answer.
If you say cod piece, I'm going to be disappointed.
A what piece?
A cod piece.
What's that cod piece?
You know, like, yeah, you know, like a... Yeah.
What's a cod piece?
You figured it out.
No, I didn't.
You figured it out.
What's
you went ah. You almost went ah.
What's a cod piece?
It's,
For fish?
Yes. For fish. You know, the piece that you need to reel in the fish.
I want fishing in Halo Infinite. I want to be able to just pull up on the side of a river and pull out a fishing rod as Master Chief and throw it in the water and collect fish. I want to do that.
Yo, Chief's got to eat, man.
I want to be able to set up little campfires for the Marines that I have and give them fish.
Be like the CAMPFIRESONG song.
Okay, here's what I would like. Okay, you know how you have a primary weapon and a secondary weapon, and then you have melees?
Okay.
I would like to see different attachments that are kind of like for melees. So instead of your melee just being you hitting somebody with the butt of your gun or like with your fist or whatever, It's like you could have a different melee weapon. Like maybe you have a knife, maybe you have a katana, maybe you have just like a, I don't know, like a sledgehammer end just on your elbow. And
So you want to go to like Call of Duty lengths of like melee weapons, because like they have like almost everything.
Do they? Yeah, but then yeah, like I want to see more melee weapons that I can kind of pull out and hit people with. Like maybe okay, so like maybe you actually make it like a third. I don't know, this would throw off multiplayer so much. But if you could run around with like your primary weapon, you could run around with your secondary weapon, maybe you could also run around with your fists to punch people instead of it just being its own button. Nah, this is really this would destroy multiplayer. But I don't know, I like the idea of having melee attachments, you know, something different to see on my guy when I punch somebody, you know, maybe like a little smiley face on my glove or something.
Boxing gloves, maybe, you know?
Oh, a boxing glove, that's funny.
Boxing gloves with smiley faces.
Do people lose their minds if they saw a master like your Spartan in multiplayer with a boxing glove?
Right?
They'd be like, "Dude, it's on Halo." It's pretty funny. And then one comment here that I want to say, because this question was originally, if you could make any villain in Halo, what villain would you make? Somebody said I'd make a rogue Spartan 2. And I just wanted to kind of take that as a comment. I love the idea. Oh, wait, I shouldn't say somebody. Hold on, let me do that again, because this person's going to be like, hey, how come you didn't say my name? JK_Smiley says, I'd make a rogue Spartan 2. I love the idea of having to fight other humans. And if there were rogue Spartans, I actually think that would make an amazing villain in Halo. What do you think about that?
That'd be very fascinating, actually.
It would, wouldn't it?
Fascinating, like a rogue Spartan 2 that figured out, well, I mean, of course the Spartan 2s know, but that just could not let go of the fact that their life was destroyed by, you know, Dr. Halsey, and maybe they're just hell-bent on trying to kill Dr. Halsey for it.
I mean, dude, like that just wrote itself, you know? Yeah, that's perfect.
Something like that. And like they decide to team up with Atriox or something.
That'd be awesome.
And then plot twist, he's the one that's pulling the strings for Atriox. And then we find out it was Fred all along.
Oh my God, Fred. I think everybody's in agreement to kill Dr. Halsey. That's kind of funny in the chat.
But people are probably mad at me for even suggesting Fred to go evil.
I don't hate that idea. He has a cool helmet. He'd be a cool looking bad guy.
It's Noble 6.
Noble 6.
Even though he's not a Spartan 2.
That's all right. Spartan 2, Spartan 3. What's the difference in the games? Okay. Well, that's it for TikTok. What else we got?
That's it for TikTok?
Yeah, let's go to Discord.
All right, we're hitting the Discord questions. We've got a question from a Sparkmatic_.
What up, Sparkmatic?
The Slayer of Polar Bears himself has made his way from my community to this community.
Is this the question?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm just pointing out that. Forget it. If you were a flood, which one?
A muddy flood. I'd be like, if I flooded in an area, I'd want to be all muddy. That way people couldn't see the ground. You know, I feel like that would be like the most effective dirty water flood, you know?
Oh, damn it. You took mine.
Oh, were you going to say muddy flood?
No, I was going to say something stupid like that.
How dare you say that was stupid? What were you going to say? I should let you go
I
first.
was gonna go quickly Google like some of the greatest floods out there that have been happening. I just named that one.
Yeah, there you go. The flood of 1998. How about that?
Yeah. Q-Stick says muddy flood. We'll call him Taco Bell. Get it? No?
I think I do, but I think it's so gross. I don't even want to think about that.
Okay, fine.
Look, when I eat Taco Bell, my digestive tract works perfectly fine. I have a friend at work. If he eats Taco Bell or if he eats Chipotle, I swear to God, the way he describes it, it's like, dude, I don't understand what's going on with your ass. You need to see a doctor, bro. Like, this isn't healthy for you. I feel like my body like works well with fast food. I don't know what it is.
Maybe you should eat more fast food.
Maybe I should. Maybe it's actually better for me.
Maybe. Hey, how you been doing? Keeping up with health and so on and so forth. And doctor's like, you're pretty healthy.
Yeah, you're pretty healthy.
Like,
what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Taco Bell and supersized McDonald's meals. McFlurry a day keeps the illness away. Hey, real quick, if you have a McFlurry, you going M&Ms or Oreos? What are you doing?
Am I going M&Ms or Oreos?
First off, have you ever had a McFlurry?
No, what are those?
Have you ever been to Dairy Queen? Shit.
What's a Dairy Queen?
Have you ever had like a frozen custard treat mixed in with some kind of chocolatey something or other?
That's how you describe a blizzard?
Yeah, I was gonna say a blizzard, but you said you didn't go to Dairy Queen.
No, you just assume I didn't know what it was.
I asked you! I asked you! What do you mean I didn't assume anything? I asked you! I asked you if you've been to Dairy Queen before. You said no. I'm so confused right now.
No, I've been to Dairy Queen.
You lied to me. You lied to me. Damn it.
First episode of season 2 and Mystery's already lying to Trax.
Wow.
Fudge!
I didn't know that this was gonna happen in season 2. I would have stayed in season 1. All right. So M&M
Yes.
Blizzard or Oreo Blizzard? What are you going with?
I would go with Oreo. I would go with Oreo.
Yeah, Oreo is my choice.
I would regret it, but I would go with Oreo.
Yeah, Oreo is definitely better for sure. The problem with the M&Ms, dude, and if you're a fan of the M&M McFlurry, sorry. But the problem with the M&Ms is that like all the M&Ms congregate at the bottom of the custard by the end of the treat. So it's like you're eating the M&M and the ice cream at first, right? And so maybe your first 10 bites are pretty good. Okay? Even if you mix them. Okay. Everyone's talking about mixing right now. Even if you mix them. As you eat it, the ice cream gets softer and softer and softer. And then what happens is all the M&Ms fall to the bottom. And then they all hang out at the bottom. They lose their color. Okay, so you start scooping at the end. And basically your scoops are, it's like you're eating cereal, except it's not crunchy, it's soggy, and it's just M&Ms. It's kind of nasty if I'm being honest.
But if you mix them, the Oreos stay on the top and the M&Ms stay on the bottom.
No. There's only one. Let's move on.
Yeah, so which flood form?
I already told you. Muddy flood. Flood form. I would be a grunt flood form because I haven't seen it and I think it would be funny.
Is it? I always thought the grunt flood form was the one with the spikes that shoot at you in Halo 3.
No, those are called what's the word? It's like a pure flood form. It's like just it's not a hosted body. It's just kind of like an entity that came out from enough floodiness.
Muddy floodiness?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess in which case I could not pick the one that transforms into the two.
You can pick whatever you want.
But is that actually okay?
It's a pure flood form. I think it's called a pure flood form.
Pure flood form?
Yeah.
I'd probably pick that one.
All right. It's a good one. Yeah. You can shoot at a distance. That's always good.
That one. Oh yeah. I can do that, or I can switch to the other mode where I'm like a tanky beast kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I want to be a hunter flood.
Yeah, that one. Okay, next question from Sparkmatic. Flood in Infinite? Question mark.
I don't know. I hope so. Maybe.
Oh look, he just joined the chat.
I hope so. Maybe down the line is what I would like to say.
You hope so? Maybe down the line. Well.
Yeah, because I don't.
You did kind of last week. You did kind of mention, or sorry, the week before, you kind of mentioned. Oh, there might be hints as to the flood being in
Yeah,
Halo
that doesn't mean
Infinite,
it's
right?
confirmed
And-
though. That doesn't mean it's confirmed. Like I would like to see the flood in Halo Infinite. However, I don't want a repeat of Halo CE where you're fighting the Banished and then the flood
Right.
come out and then it's like,
Right.
oh, let's pay attention to the flood. It's like I've seen that story. I've watched that movie. I've played that game. I don't want the same exact story. So I'd like the flood to be involved in some way. And I think that I would like to see the flood evolved in a greater way, maybe a little bit later. But like we just got, not that we just got done with the flood, but I don't know. It's only been 2 games since we haven't had the flood. Let's really think if we just want to jump back into that bed.
Halo 3 ODST didn't have flood. Halo
Oh
Reach
my
didn't have
God,
flood. Halo 4
no,
didn't have flood.
no,
Halo 5 didn't have flood.
no.
Halo Wars
First
1 and
off,
2 did have.
Halo 3 ODST was basically Halo 2 ODST if you look at that timeline. But it's Halo 3's engine, which is why they say it's Halo 3 ODST. And Reach was a prequel, but like if you look at mainline games, you're going, okay, 4 there's no flood, 5 there's no flood. Boom, here we are. So it's only been 2 games. I just think that like I want the flood to be involved. I just don't want a repeat of Halo CE, I guess is really what I'm saying.
Well, there might be homage to it, if anything.
An homage.
Yeah. What do you think?
I want to see
Homage
the
it?
I want to see the flood. I want to see an homage to the flood doing an homage to the Keys loop.
Yes.
Yes. I want to
Yes.
see
The flood.
slingshot.
They get together and they create their own ship somehow.
Oh my
And
god.
then, like, they go in outer space
Yo.
via fart
Oh
because
my
they had too much
God.
Taco Bell or something.
Dude,
So
I
they
just
fart their way into outer space and manage to get themselves. Okay, you know what? Since you have the best idea in the world, go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
I'm sorry. I want you to finish your idea because what I thought of was just so terrifying. I'm excited to tell you about it. Go ahead.
Go on.
Okay. Imagine. Oh my god, dude, this is wild. Imagine, you know how the flood is all like they're all interconnected, whatever, they all like, they're all on the same page, right? So imagine you had enough flood gather together to make a celestial body that's floating through space, okay? And they keep adding to it, and you basically just have a planet of flood, dude. Okay?
A flood planet. Nice.
A flood planet. And then all the bodies on the flood, because they're all on the same page, they all like, when they need to like move in a direction, like if they need to move their giant flood planet, they all like run to one side to affect the gravity, so it kind of moves around planets and shit like that. And then this flood planet, dude, just like they affect gravity and they like slingshot Earth into the fucking sun and shit like that. Like, dude, that would be crazy. And maybe you could have like the flood planet like kind of like orbit another planet, and then a bunch of the flood from the flood planet like kind of like fall and jump down onto that planet. Forget the atmosphere, dude. This is science fiction. They all jump down onto that planet and then infect that planet, bro. Come on.
That'd be terrifying.
Isn't that terrifying?
That'd be terrifying.
Somebody said I'm explaining the storyline of Dead Space. I didn't know that. If they already did that, shoot. But also now I want to play Dead Space.
Oh yeah,
Dead
just
Space 1, but...
like an Alien Isolation version of Halo would be on that.
Oh, that would be cool.
Created.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Where you're just a rogue, like not a rogue, but like you're just like a human that cannot take too much damage or something. You know,
I love that
has
idea.
to live on that planet or try to like survive and get off of that planet.
I would love like different games that touch different genres of Halo. I really want a Halo survival game.
That's the possibilities. We mentioned that the first time I was on the podcast.
Possibilities. All right, what's the next question?
Next question from Sparkmatic. In the Fall of Reach,
Yes.
what part of the map does John get?
Ooh.
I believe he's referring to that scavenger hunt section or whatever, where they were doing their boot camp on like their second year or something like that, where they all got little pieces of the map and they all got scattered.
If I had a multiple choice, I might be able to get it. I'm going to go ahead and guess the river.
Yeah, that would have been my guess, is like a piece of the river, if I'm correct.
Did he give us an answer too, or are we just?
No, he just asked the question.
All right.
This is... This isn't one of those Rabble trivia questions. This is a Spark trivia question.
All right. Well, maybe Spark can just let us know in the chat if we got that right with the river, and if not, let us know. Also, if you do trivia, if you want to give us like a multiple choice in case it's something kind of this seems a little bit tougher. If it's something like you know, is it this or this, that might be a little bit more helpful because that's a pretty. I mean, that's a good one. It's a little tough though, I think. But I'll say the river because I don't know anything else on that. Or the hill.
There were mountains, I believe, also.
Mountains?
Was maybe what was the extraction point, maybe?
There's an incline.
An incline, yeah.
All right, what's the next question?
With X on it, a place with coordinates or something. Next thing that comes from Spark, it's #red, and it's a picture of who's that Pokemon.
This was actually really funny and probably my favorite meme that's come out of this community so far. It's a picture of RealMistry from the live stream where he has like a question over him, and then it's done in like the who's that Pokemon format.
Who's that Pokemon?
It's actually really, I love it.
It's mystery.
I think it's really funny. I think it's really funny.
And then do it like mystery. Okay. In my show notes, it says sister tracks refer to photo.
Yes.
Okay, so we got a picture. I guess it's a set of text messages.
It is.
That was sent to you. Would you like to maybe give some context, or do you want me to just read out what it says on the texts?
Why don't you just read it out?
Yeah, I'll read out what it says on the text. There are multiple bubbles here. With you not responding, by the way.
I was reading.
Okay, now this is in reference to last week's episode. By last week's episode, I believe it's the episode prior to the anniversary episode. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so last week's episode, ... I get spending valor. When I check into a FOB in AFG, all I have is my reputation, formed by how I have performed fighting the enemy. There is no money. Your reputation is currency. How you interact with people and doing favors is literally how it works. In fairness, some things can be purchased in more developed areas or larger FOBs.
Yeah, so my sister is in the army, in case anybody was wondering what the heck is going on here. She's in the army. I have no idea what's going on. And she's talking about forward operating bases in Afghanistan. And just like how valor, you know, your reputation, or she said like she gets spending valor as like a currency. And like that is your reputation. There's no money. It's like who you are and what you've done. So the idea of like you being Master Chief and going out and saving Marines and earning valor that way, or taking over bases and earning valor that way, that actually makes sense in a way of like exchanging, or like you know, having that reputation, being able to kind of like you know, have things given to you at a forward operating base. So she was just saying basically like that whole thing actually kind of does make sense. So I thought that was kind of neat context for us to have. Because during that chat we were like, what does this even mean? Are you spending valor? That was kind of weird. It's like, no, actually there's actually maybe some more thought and some sense to this.
So what that tells me is I disrespected the entire army.
You did. It sounds like you actually hate the troops.
Well, I announced my retirement on this podcast. I have a feeling like all the armies are going to be after me now because of my disrespectfulness, and I apologize for it. But I'm not sure an apology will you know, cover my heinous actions here.
Just say you didn't mean that. Say it's bullshit.
I didn't mean it was bullshit. Can I come back on the podcast, please?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Is that the way it works?
Yeah, exactly, dude. That's how it works here. How about that?
I could say something really, really mean and just be like, "Yo, I didn't mean it. It was a bunch of bullshit," and be like, everyone is like all happy again. That's the way that works.
With me.
I see.
With people who aren't, you know, whatever.
All right.
Yep.
Well, it's thank you for clarifying that concept, Sister Trax. Thank you for clarifying that. I very much appreciate it. And that is genuine, no sarcasm, Trax.
No, it sounded genuine. All right, what's the next one?
All right, next question comes from Shadow6400.
Oh boy.
Is a hot dog and or a burger a sandwich?
Well, a burger is definitely a sandwich. A hot dog is also a sandwich.
I can agree with both as well.
Yeah, what else is it gonna be? A fucking soup?
I think that's a good. Yeah, okay, we're gonna move on to the next question now. That is the way you end that. What else is it gonna be? A fucking soup? Oh god. Okay, next question comes from Captain Destroyer.
Captain Destroyer.
And you always do it for him.
I do. I like him. He was like the first person to ask us any questions.
And this is in all caps, so I believe he's yelling.
Oh. Oh, hold on. Why don't you take a step back from your microphone and yell the whole thing?
Oh my god. A step back?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god.
Oh, this is good.
Why the living fuck does no one
wait, hold on. All right, take like 2 or 3 more steps back and then go ahead and do it.
2 and 3 more?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't even read now. It's so far away. Oh, is this what you sound like?
Yeah.
Hello?
But hold on, turn your mouth away from the microphone just a little bit and I think it's perfect.
Holy crap. Wait, but I can't see the screen now.
Oh, okay. Well, then come a little closer then.
All right, hold on. Okay, there we go. Why the living fuck does no one care about the Covenant Hunter in the Halo campaign overview video? This is a big deal as Banished Hunters are red, black, and silver, not blue and orange. This freaking means that there's a Covenant faction. Maybe the Keepers of the One Freedom, and nobody cares. Freaking heck, why not? Okay. All right. How the fuck do you do that?
That was great. That was actually beautiful. I think
and now everyone downstairs is probably like, yo, man.
God, what is wrong with him up there?
Yeah.
I think the reason for it is this is just kind of like they want to bring back the old classic look of the Hunters. I don't think that this actually means anything.
What was the question again?
You just read it.
I know, but like,
He said, "Why is nobody?"
Like, I'm also sitting here like, fuck. Did I wake up my dad? Did I wake up my mom? Did I wake up my sister? Because I am technically on the same floor as them.
No, okay, so he's saying the Hunter in the campaign trailer looks like the Hunter from the Covenant, not the Hunter from the Banished. And what I'm saying is that I think it's just kind of like a redesign. Hey, how do we want the Hunters in this game to look? Okay, let's kind of make them look the way that they kind of used to look like to people. So I think this is just like them bringing back the old look of the Hunters in a new Halo. I don't think it actually has any kind of indication or I don't think it means anything more than that.
Okay. I think that I can kind of agree. I can kind of agree that maybe there is like there could still be some factions of Covenant still out there on Zeta Halo or something, you know. So it's entirely possible. It's entirely possible that maybe that maybe there were some Covenant that were on Zeta Halo and the Banished and humans kind of came and the whole all-out war happened and these guys are just, you know,
chilling in the basement.
Not chilling in the basement, but maybe they were captured or something.
Oh, captured.
You know, and so like they're kind of just these rogue Covenant that are kind of just in the mix of it all.
That makes sense. I could see that too.
They just don't have a true alliance or anything with the Banished or humans. They're just Covenant that just so happen to be there. You know?
I hear you, bro. I hear you.
Okay, no more yelling.
Or I'll do the yelling from now on. How about that?
Orange Crawdad says there's a Halo Infinite Mega Constructs Banished Hunter.
Okay. Well, maybe I'm wrong then. Maybe Mystery's right. We'll see.
Orange Crawdad asks.
Speaking of Orange Crawdad.
Right, it just so happened he said that, and then his question is the next question. Okay. There is a cat and a dog in front of you.
Okay.
You had an M9 pistol with 1 bullet, and you had to shoot either the cat or
The cat.
dog.
The cat's dying.
Which one would you choose? And if you don't shoot either the cat or the dog, you will die a horrible death.
Cat's dead. Bye, cat. Bye-bye. I'm shooting the cat.
Okay. Well, I mean, judging by the fact that I did have an M9 pistol, as in past tense, and now I don't have an M9 pistol, I ain't shooting nothing.
Does that mean you what happened in the question? You die?
No, the question says you had an M9 pistol with 1 bullet.
Oh my god. Guys, gotta get your grammar under control here so he doesn't keep getting out of answering questions. All right, what's the next one?
No, but if I was stuck in a situation like that, I'd suppose I would probably end up shooting the cat due to the fact that it has 9 lives, and I'm really gambling on that idea of like maybe it has a couple more lives to spare. So in theory, I would not be killing anything.
Yes, you would. You'd be shooting a cat in its fucking face.
Just let me have this.
Okay.
Oh man.
Next question.
Next question. Wait. No, Dark United at me. He said, "Did Mystery miss the question before captains from Shadow?"
Oh.
No.
Yeah, we got
Shadow
that
6400. We got the hot dog burger sandwich question. Yep. Okay. Orange Crawdad asks, "The world we live in."
Yes.
Oh, right. Hold on. Okay.
Theme of the week.
Yes. Theme of the week.
Theme of the week. Theme of the week.
Theme of the week.
The theme of the week was paper straws.
Oh, right. Okay. Anyways, thank you. The world we live in was been screwed ever since humankind industrialized. Humans have wiped out species, ecosystems destroyed, oceans polluted, the atmosphere polluted, and it's all for humanity's own selfish reasons. Do you really think making plastic straws into paper straws is going to save the planet and all the species living in it? This virus called the human race will find another way to kill this planet.
Listen, Agent Smith, I see that you've taken over his account. Just want to let you know that we're working on our own Neo right now, okay? And he's gonna save us all. So, you know, wait for him to kung fu your ass. How about that?
You know, when you were saying that,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that you were gonna like, we are making our own Neo right now, and you're gonna hear from him in a second. It's just, and you're gonna pass it back to me.
Oh, nice. Yes. Hold on. Let me do that again.
No,
Let's
we
rewind.
can't do that. No.
What?
Oh,
We're making our own Neo, and you're gonna hear from him now. Oh, we're screwed. Neo. Neo, have
Life
a message.
finds a way. Life finds a way.
Oh, I like that. Life finds a way. We went from the Matrix to Jurassic Park. I like that. All right, next question.
Next question comes from Just Kylie.
No, to answer your question, no. Straws are not going to save us.
Just Kylie asks, paper straws save turtles, kill trees? Where the fuck will the turtles live if we kill an Earth? Or Mars?
Read that again,
Not
dude.
sure what planet we live on anymore.
Read that one more time. I want to hear that again.
Oh,
Great question.
Man. Okay.
God, I love our community.
Paper straws to save turtles. Kill trees? Question mark. Where the fuck will the turtles live if we kill an Earth or Mars? Not sure what planet we live on anymore.
When you get so deep in the conspiracy theory hole that the only thing I can think about is in this question is like hold on a second, we are on Earth. What is this whole Earth Mars theory thing? I still don't get it. Jim tried to explain it last week. I still don't get it. I still don't understand it.
What, the kidnapping of children, taking their blood, using it for Uber, so that Uber can just
of us not even being on Earth, of us actually being on Mars. Like, we call this planet Earth. it doesn't.
Just how it says in the chat. Listen, this Mars Earth theory has me fucked up, man.
I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
No, correction, we live in the Matrix.
I just don't get it. Although I think the part that she said about all the trees getting cut down is funny. Remember when everyone's freaking out because we were cutting down trees? They're like, the rainforests are going to go away. We're cutting down too many trees. We're not going to have any trees left. Remember that? Right. Do you remember that as like a kid, that being a concern? I do remember that.
Yes, I do.
Well, it's like that. Every store now. I remember stores around me, they wouldn't have brown paper bags because they're like, we're killing all the trees. All of a sudden now, to protect the environment, we're chopping down all the trees. Now, I understand that I may just not understand this, and maybe trees are more replaceable, in which case, why were we worried about trees in the first place? At the end of the day, here's all I have to say. Whatever, dude. Don't care. Good. What's the next one?
Spark says, Earth is round, Mars is flat. There.
I like it.
Okay, next question comes from Game Warrior.
Game Warrior.
If you were stranded on an island with 5 items and 4 people, and what items?
What? Read that again.
If you were stranded on an island with 5 items and 4 people, and what items?
Wait, we don't care about the people? We just go right to the items. Why are there 4? I want to know more about the people. All right, 5 items. So we have to pick what items we have?
I don't know.
All right, I want an Xbox.
I don't know if we're picking 5 items or 4 people.
I want an Xbox, a wired controller, internet access, headphones, and a webcam. That's what I want on my island.
Live streaming on the island.
Just gonna live stream on the island, dude.
Would you bring like some kind of generator or something, like for electricity?
I forgot the solar power, dude. I'm out. Just wasted it all. Damn it. Satellite phone and solar charger. I'll cut out the webcam and I'll cut out the... What's the other thing?
DaddyTrax says, congrats, you just died due to exposure. Oh man, 5 items that I would bring.
Yeah, what are you bringing, dude?
I don't know. I would probably bring a pocket knife for sure. What else would I need?
Like a Swiss Army knife?
Yeah.
That's a good idea because that's like 16 items in one.
Exactly.
Nice, dude. Are you gonna bring 2 in 1 shampoo and conditioner too?
Yes, I will bring that as well. Mm-hmm. Right.
You're gonna bring a washer dryer combined into one.
Can you stop telling them that? Yes, I wanted to bring that too. I also want to bring a sofa bed.
What's the last one, dude? What's the last one?
Damn it, I used to my last one. I wanted to say boat with fuel.
That's a good idea
so
for
I can get away from the island.
being trapped on an island. I didn't think about a boat with fuel. It's a good idea, actually.
Oh man! If I'm bringing, I don't know,
shit!
If I'm bringing 4 people with me,
dude, you crack me up, bro.
Who would I bring? Who would the 4 people be that you'd bring?
Oh, 4 people who I'm bringing? Well, it's tough, right? Because you don't want people who you exactly love, because if you're gonna die on this island, you don't want them to die with you. You get what I'm saying? Like, right. I wouldn't say I want my wife and 2 kids. Dude, okay. Like, that, I just put them at extreme risk, okay? So, like, okay, I wouldn't want anybody who I love. But I would want people there who I'd want to be with at the same time. You don't want people there who you hate. And you also want people who know what they're doing. So this is really tough because I'm trying to think of who I would drag into this hell with me. okay, if I'm thinking really about survival, who's going to be really good at surviving, who I know, I got to go my older sister. Okay.
Talking Sister Trax?
I'm talking about Sister Trax.
Sister Trax?
Okay, not only is she really good with survival and combat and living, she's a great organizer, a great leader. So I feel like be a good person to have right there. My older sister.
Oh, you hear
Kate.
that, Sister Trax? You hear that? He admitted you're a good leader.
Yeah. I'd say my dad, but I'd be nervous that they would kill each other at some point. So I'd bring you into the hell with me, Kate. Sorry. Well, because I know you'd want to be there, if I'm being honest. I know that you'd want to be there. Yeah, sorry. I started that whole thing off with not anyone who I love, and then I went with my sister. Ooh. I do love my sister. But I also feel like she'd help me get off the island. People who well, dude, I'm really thinking about this survival part, man. Maybe I would bring see, I really want to say I'd bring Jimmy, but I'm really nervous that he'd accidentally get me killed, and I'm kind of pretty sure he would like do something accidentally like wrong on purpose.
Tinfoil hat, he's gonna sit there trying to pray to the aliens or something.
Yeah, dude, he'd be spending too much time trying to like
communicate with the aliens.
Yeah, but that might work too. You know what I mean? Like that's okay. So this is the other thing about Jimmy. Jimmy thinks outside of the box. Okay. And I don't mean like he has crazy ideas. I mean, like, no, he really thinks of things that like you just wouldn't think of. And then it's like, that works. And then it's like, how the hell did that work? And then he's like, bro, trust me. And it's like, okay. So maybe I'm changing this whole idea about bringing people who I don't love. I guess what I mean by that is I wouldn't want to bring my wife and kids. I really wouldn't want to bring my wife and kids. I would not want them trapped on an island with me. So definitely wouldn't be them. So I'll open it up to everyone else. I wouldn't want my wife and kids there. I want them to be safe. I'm taking too long on this answer. Who would the fourth person be? I don't know, dude. The whole people thing is tough. Do you have 4 people in mind who you would bring?
See, okay, you would probably take it for survival's sake. I'd probably just party as all shit on that fucking island.
Dude,
so I'm just gonna take all the fun people with me.
Why did I not answer like that? I'm so confused. I feel like we're flipped here.
Yeah, you know, I would actually take Q-Stick with me.
Oh, there you go.
He's all sorts of fun to hang out with.
Okay.
I would bring one of my best friends, Vamps, with me.
Yeah, who else is fun that you would bring?
A lot of fun to hang out with.
Yeah.
I was debating on you. I wasn't sure. You know, maybe hosts wise.
If we're having a party, bro, I want to be there. Okay.
If you're having a party.
Yeah.
If you're having a party, well, see, were we just gonna eliminate each other kind of thing for the sake of like the 4 people kind of thing, you know, because hosts.
Hosts? What are we talking about right now? Hosts?
DaddyTrax, you're joining the party.
Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. What about your items? Did you do your... Oh, you did do it.
I did. It was all like anything that was like 2-in-1s.
I love that, by the way. I don't know who my fourth would be. It's tough. Like the idea of who I would bring in my head just keeps like going in and out with different people. I have no idea. That'd be... I don't know. It'd be tough. That's tough for me. If I'm going to an island to party, I think I have a better idea of who I'd bring.
Okay, well, would you like to answer it that way then? Instead?
My wife and my wife only.
Oh.
I can't give any kind of other answer. Are you kidding me, dude?
Wow. What? Okay. Sure.
Who would I party with? I don't know. I don't know. Let's just move on. Let's just move on.
Yeah, we're digging. Can someone take the shovel? Oh, wait, I have the shovel. I can probably throw it.
What's the next question, please? Get me out of here, dude.
Next question from Game Warrior asks, would you bring Noble 6 back in Halo? If so, how?
He's dead. I'd bring him back as a flood form.
I would bring him back as that rogue Spartan.
Yeah, he'd be...
The one that got pissed off.
Noble 6.
he actually survived somehow by making his way into like the mountains of.
He makes a deal with the Last Covenant. He slips him some cash, and he's like, "Bro, let me live," with a little note on it.
And I will help you. I will help you stop the Great Journey.
Exactly.
Or start the Great Journey.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. That's how you bring back Noble 6.
Exactly.
And then you can play as Noble 6 as evil, I suppose, Noble 6 or something. And then
Perfect.
Chief punches him out somehow, and just like somehow he's just good again. I don't know. There you go. Okay, next question from Game Warrior. If you could make Halo lore, what lore would you make?
What lore would I make? I would love to make a story about a squad of Marines that are trapped behind enemy lines, and they are fighting off the Covenant, who are on all sides of them, and they are trying to get back up, and they're trying to get help, and it just doesn't come, and they're like surviving for a long time, and then finally the backup comes, and then they run something like 20 miles to get out of like whatever city they're stuck in until they get to like a safe zone.
Oh, so Halo 3 ODST.
Well, Black Hawk Down, but basically, yeah, I guess so.
So lore in the Halo universe.
What do you want to add?
What would I want to add to the Halo universe? I would like to add. Shoot, I had an idea and I lost it. I hate this. Don't you hate when you have an idea and then you lose it immediately?
Do you want to move on to the next question? Is that how we should bail you out of this?
Bail me. Bail me!
All right, what's the next question?
Would you bring no kidding. I don't think the next one's a question. I think it's more of a active dominance on Game Warrior's behalf, I suppose.
Okay, let's go ahead and say
it says, Mystery, your Warthog will never kill before my pistol is done.
All right. Do you know what that means?
That means that when we were playing the custom games on the game night, he somehow was able to shoot me in the head every single time when I was trying to run him over with a Warthog. Well, I don't remember what we were playing. We were playing something where like the Warthogs were like the zombies or something.
Okay.
And like
like a fun custom game.
Yeah, one of those custom games, right?
Cool.
And you had to go off like a man cannon with a Warthog and try to splatter like the people that are not infected.
Okay.
On a ring in the middle of the room.
Okay.
But you're one shot essentially, so. Yeah.
That sounds fun though.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
All right. What's the next question?
Still trying to think of the stupid Halo lore shit.
Forget the Halo lore.
Silly Goose Nessa says that was so fun.
She's talking about the game night. The game night was so much fun.
Yeah, she was.
Speaking of which,
she was dodging Warthogs left, right, and center. It was absolutely insane. It's almost like she had like some kind of sixth sense for them or something.
Whoa!
You know?
A sixth Warthog sense. The Warthog sense.
Yeah. It just went honk. Get it? It's a goose joke too.
Oh, I didn't get that actually, but now I do.
Okay, so this next question comes, I don't know, it didn't say #red. I don't know if it's actually a question for a thing, but I thought it was so great that I'd add it. It comes from Toasted647.
Okay, what does he say?
Who's getting killed off this season?
On the podcast?
Huh?
Oh, that was one of my announcements I totally forgot about.
What? Someone's dying?
Every month... You're funny. Every month, we're going to have a guest on our show.
Are you saying on a specific day every month, or are you saying once a month?
Once a month.
For the month of November, we will be having a guest host.
By the end of this year, on average, we will have another guest every 4 weeks.
Okay.
Or so.
Okay. That is fact.
So, we will be killing off 12 people this season. I'll let you know who they are. 12 people will die this year. Yo. 12 people would die.
Are we are not like admitting this, are we?
What, admitting to murder?
Like yeah, are we? Yeah.
Look, the third person, this is what I was assuming he's talking about. The third person on our show always dies. Okay, they never come back. They're dead. So I assume he means
the third person at some point.
Yeah, well then Jimmy died.
Then Jimmy died.
Right. So yeah,
and
it's
then he
usually
came back.
right. Well, he's
And
dead
died
again.
He's not dead.
He's dead. He's dead. And I don't like the voting that's going on in the chat right now. Okay, I feel like I'm gonna get
What's
voted
going on
off.
in the chat?
Silly Goose Nesta says I vote to swap sister tracks for tracks, and I feel like people would agree with that. So we're not gonna. Someone delete that. All right. What are we talking about right now? Oh yeah. Okay. So that's what I thought he meant by like people getting killed off. That's what I assumed. We'll have 12 people killed off this season. Yeah.
Oh! I think I vaguely remember my idea.
For the Halo lore, are you still thinking about this?
Okay. Yeah, it was. It was two. It was two brothers. But there was a specific word. I can't remember what the word was.
Fratricide.
How did you know? No, it wasn't that. No,
where one
they're
brother
like,
kills another.
No. They're like two brothers that like. What's the word of like, in movies or something? Whenever there's something that revolves around like a particular item or something like that. What do you know? Do you remember what that word is?
Talisman.
No. It's like a film term.
I have no idea, man. I'm sorry.
We'll get back to that one.
Yeah, we'll come
Next
back to
question.
it. We'll keep
I will remember this word.
We'll keep piecing it together, and by the time we finish the questions, we'll have it all together.
All right, cool. Next question comes from Darkly Knighted. Wouldn't the paper of the straw get wet and start to collapse when you're drinking it? What good would a paper straw be then?
Exactly. You're exactly right. Paper straws are totally, it's a terrible way to make a straw. An awful way to make a straw. There's a gazillion other ways that would be better to make a straw if you don't want to use plastic than paper. But paper is probably the worst idea. Imagine using paper in a straw and expecting it to hold up for any more than 2 minutes. They don't. They're awful. Go ahead, Mystery. What do you got to say?
Yeah, that would suck.
It sucks. I'd rather the planet fall apart and collapse than suck out of paper straws the rest of my life. That's the next question.
From Darkly United, why do we need straws anyways? If they were always... oh my god. Shit, man. If there were always lids like those on coffee to go cups. Less ice, more soda.
I see what you're saying, but there's something about being able to suck some liquid up that I kind of enjoy. I like a straw. In fact, I have been known to put a straw in my energy drinks when I open them.
I always thought that was one of the reasoning behind doing that was so you're preventing the like whatever drink you're drinking doesn't like splash all over your teeth. Like for example, if you drink a lot of juice, right?
Wait, people are worried about juices splashing on their teeth?
Yeah, because the enamel. It breaks down the enamel.
Oh.
Right?
Well, look at that. I didn't even think about my enamel.
That's the way I thought. That's the reason why I thought people would just, drink from a straw. Is
Hashtag protect the enamel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Exactly.
Word for word what I was thinking. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's a reason to have a straw. Another reason to have a straw is if you want to use it to spit shit at people, You take the paper, you soak it with your tongue and your lips, and then you put that in the end of the straw, and then you spit it at someone.
Were you one of those guys in school?
I was one of those guys out to eat with my family. Ask Sister Trax, she'll say it in the chat. Yeah, she says all his life. And let's not get all his life. Okay, you were right there with me, so I don't even want to hear it. Okay, that's not a me thing.
Calling you out.
Not a me thing. In fact, my dad kind of My dad kind of does that, so it's really my dad. That's my dad's fault. I'll blame my parents for my life. Also, there's a video game that I played as a kid called Spitwad Willie. And that inspired me to have straws.
Inspired you to have straws?
Yeah, to use straws. Spitwad Willie. Look it up.
Okay. All right. I will. Incognito mode or just...
Nah, you can do this one regular.
Thank you. Okay, next question.
Wait,
from
did you answer
Darkly
it?
United.
I feel like you didn't answer it. Yeah, what's your answer?
Oh, why do we need straws anyways? We need straws to...
I feel like you wanted to get out of not having to answer that. I'm sorry. You can just skip to the next one if you want.
You can't do this to me, okay? Like, what the hell?
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
We need straws to suck on things.
Yes.
There you go. Okay? That's why we need straws for... I hate what you guys are doing to me.
What's the next one?
Oh my god. Okay, god damn it. If you really need straws at home to teach kids how to suck things, then use the metal reusable washable straw.
Okay, here's the problem with the metal rewashable straws. Okay, in fact, there is one person who we know to date who was drinking a drink with a reusable metal straw and she fell forward. The straw then went right through her eyeball, tickled her brain, and she died. So, you won't find me sucking out of kind of any reusable metal straw. Facts.
That's terribly unfortunate.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Very unfortunate. And a good reason for us to keep on plastic straws.
Right. Right. See, like, I wasn't thinking of that. I was thinking of potential metal shavings being, like, mixed into your drink or something somehow.
Ah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want the straw going through my body, is what I was thinking. Yeah. You know?
Right.
You know straws going through your body? I don't want that.
No, it would be very hard to digest.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. Also from Darkly United.
Alright, what is it?
I've seen those paper straws that those pixie sticks come in. And when you get to those, when you can't get the candy out, it sucks. And even sucking on the paper straw doesn't get the candy out.
I agree. It's a fucking pixie sticks, dude. That's a great example of why paper straws are awful. Mystery, what do you think?
Yeah.
I was thinking you're gonna have a well thought out answer because you go, well, and then you go, yeah.
Question, no.
It's a comment, you know. We just respond to it. You
respond to the
you take the comment, you respond. You add to it, you take away. You ask him a question, you know, whatever you want.
Okay. Then can you just take the pixie out of the sticks beforehand before it gets wet?
What were you gonna do with it? Just put it in your hand?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you could do that.
And then just go. And then go.
There you go. Yes. All right, what's the next one?
Next one comes from Darkly United. Again, the only good reason for a straw is so you don't spill anything while driving.
I will say that straws are very handy when it comes to driving. I like the real long straws, so that way I just have a straw in my mouth and then I can drive and never have to pick up anything, and I can just, you know, suck on my straw when I want some liquid, you know? So I agree. Long straws are the way to go, though, in the car, for sure. What do you think?
I think that is a valid reason for straws.
Yeah. All right, next one.
Next question comes from I'm kidding. Silly Goose Nessa comes in saying, paper straws were made for the people who like candy corn, so that while you're eating your crayons, you can eat the wrapper too.
That's... Hey, first off, we're gonna leave candy corn people alone, okay? Because as a member of the candy corn tribe, okay, I don't believe it tastes like crayons, okay? I'm not gonna eat a wrapper paper. It's pretty funny, but no, I feel offended actually. I feel triggered right now actually.
I agree with Silly Goose Nessa.
Oh my god. Candy corn is delicious. Stop coming at candy corn.
I feel like I have to agree with Silly Goose Nessa because she just fucking yells at me, man.
Does she?
Yeah.
Oh really?
Just wait for it. Wait for it. Just wait for it. It's gonna happen.
What, in the chat?
In the chat. She's gonna start yelling at me.
All right. Well, you know what?
Wait for it.
Just ignore it.
Ignore it?
Yeah, just ignore it.
How do you ignore blocked letters like that?
You just you don't look at it.
Just don't look at it.
Yeah, you just don't look at it. Be all right.
I'm gonna get like a direct message or something from her. It's like, where's my fucking ghost?
No, look at this. She said Morty is my future husband. She's saying nice things. She likes you. Look, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're more worried.
Yeah.
All right, that's a nice one.
Next question comes from Silly Goose Nessa yet again.
Oh my God.
This is not a question though. This is a challenge.
Huh?
Huh?
What's the challenge?
Silly Goose Nessa says,
Yep.
I'm officially calling you out, DaddyTrax.
Whoa.
Who's the better shooter?
Huh?
1v1 me, best of 3 in Halo podcast rules.
Oh, okay.
1v1 me, best of 3 Call of Duty snipers only. You pick the day. Fire Mage streams it so everyone can watch me kick your ass.
I have never been called out like this before, but I will happily accept your challenge. And when I destroy you in both Halo and Call of Duty, then everyone will know the better shooter is I. I like this idea. I want people to call each other out more on the podcast. I like this.
So, which I guess brings up the other thing that we kind of did throw this idea out there when we were talking last week.
Yeah.
The this mantle of like bragging rights or something.
Oh, the mantle of the brag.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of threw it out there when in the general chat for the
You did.
In the general discussion here, it's I at Silly Goose Nesta there. I was like, 1v1 champion gets to take the mantle of bragging rights. Get it? Kind of like the mantle of responsibility.
Yes.
What do you think? What do you guys think? As a collective community,
I'll just change the rules. I'm sorry. Sister Trax just said something that like just messed up my brain. Please continue what you were saying. I apologize. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to derail you. Dude, I didn't mean to derail you. You just said something, and I literally thought that connected to what I just read, and then I was like, hold on a second. I'll just change the rules. I apologize. I just derailed you. I derailed you so poorly. I'm a terrible co-host. I'm just going to sit over here for a couple of minutes. I'm going to be very quiet, and you just, please, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. You're good.
What? What just happened?
Just go ahead, please.
I'm confused. I'm confused as to what just happened. So I take it that that DaddyTrax will be taking the challenge from Silly Goose Nessa. And I guess we are making a collective decision on there being a mantle of bragging rights of some sort.
I like that.
So I suppose, yeah, if there's a challenge issued out there and they take down the champion, then they get the mantle of bragging rights.
I think this is a good idea.
Based off of the mantle of responsibility. I just changed it to bragging rights. I mean, if we can find another name for it, then we'll go find another name for it.
Yeah, we're open to another name, but for right now, I think the mantle of bragging rights is perfect.
Okay, cool.
Now,
Cool.
Real quick, the thing that I was responding to is that Sister Trax. Oh, Sista Trax. Oh, that's funny. She says it's literally against your rules. I had to agree to. So I think we had something in the Discord that said like you can't do that, but we're gonna fix that.
Are we? Cause like the rules on Discord is empty.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, what is she talking about?
Unless it says you do not have permission to view it. So I suppose I'm not cool enough.
Oh, I didn't give you permission as host. It says please be respectful at all times. So everyone's getting banned. We like to have fun here, but harassment of any type of abuse is not permitted. If you feel something's getting out of hand, please let one of the monitors know. Please keep the chatter in appropriate section. It's not against the rules. Yeah, I don't think it's against the rules. It's fine. It's fine. We're good. All right. What's the next one?
Next question comes from Rabble. Just Rabble.
Rabble.
Trivia time! We all know that the first level, the Halo CE shotgun was introduced, was 343 Guilty Spark.
Yes.
But how many shells does that shotgun hold? Now, Rebel, if you're in chat, are you talking about like how many shells does it like require you to shoot before you need to fully reload that? Or are you talking about the max stockpile of ammo that you can hold for the shotgun shells?
Either way, I don't think I know it. I'm going to guess.
Oh, shells in the shotgun itself, not total ammo.
I'm gonna guess 28. That's my guess.
28?
I feel like it would be enough to do some damage, but not so much that like you don't have to worry about trying to find more ammo.
I thought it was 12.
Well, I'm probably wrong. I guess we'll find out in a second.
He did say not total ammo. He definitely said, yeah, so he's talking about like before you need to reload, how many shotgun shells can you shoot?
Yeah, but
I think it's 12.
Trax, that was so wrong. You can try again. Dude,
no, I think it was because he's saying in Halo CE. I'm pretty sure it was 12 in Halo CE, and then after that it became 6.
Yeah, but wait, is he saying what was the question again?
The question was, we all know that the first level, the Halo CE shotgun was introduced was 343 Guilty Spark.
Right.
But how many shells does that shotgun hold?
Okay, so how many does it hold before you have to reload?
That's what yeah, and I asked that on the pod on this episode.
I thought like how much ammo was with it, but then he just said not total ammo. Sorry. Okay. I'm gonna come up with another answer that's gonna be totally off. I'm gonna be embarrassed. I'll say 16.
16?
Yeah.
Okay. I was pretty confident. I'm pretty confident in being at 12.
Yeah, I'll say 16. Oh wait, in 1. I'm so stupid, dude.
In Halo CE, that's the thing, right?
I don't know why I said I literally just thought to myself again, like ammo. I'm thinking, okay, 8. And then you can shoot 8 again. So I don't know why I said 16. I don't know why I just said that. So wait, you get 12 shots with the shotgun before you have to reload?
In Halo CE, yes.
Okay. Understanding without my brain completely melting like it has in the last minute, I would have said 8. I'm sorry. My brain's just not working. I would have been wrong either way. 12 seemed like a lot to me. So, okay, 12. Well, that's a lot. That's more than I thought. Say something, mystery, please.
12 is the correct answer.
Thank you. All right.
12. Spell is good and says so 28. Okay. Another trivia time question from Rabble. What year was Halo CE Combat Evolved? Halo Combat Evolved released?
Wait, say this one more time. What year was Halo CE released?
Yeah, what year was Halo CE released?
2001.
On PC.
Oh. 2002.
Yeah, I thought it was a year later. I thought it was a year later. I can agree with 2002.
Is he sure the answer there? No.
He does not share the answer. He did give me stage notes saying pause here while Trax answers.
Okay, you can always put in a censored text. And 2003.
Oh, it's 2003.
You can always put in censored text if you want to hide the answer. So what you do is if you do like 2 straight lines and then you type in whatever and then you do 2 straight lines at the end, it will actually censor the entire text. So if you want, you can put in the answer that way, and then that way we can just click on it, especially like if you're not able to be here for whatever reason, then we can find out like what the answer is like at the time. Yeah, exactly how Kylie just put it in the chat.
Yeah, just like how Kylie just put it there. Okay, that is it for questions today.
Wow, this podcast is getting done a little bit early, huh?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Excuse me.
Indeed, good sir.
I do not have any other questions. I think that this is a good place to kind of wrap it up. Do you have anything else that you want? Oh, talk about your stream.
My stream is on twitch.tv/RealMistry. Oh, you're talking about the other stream. Okay,
Yeah. Sorry.
November 20th, the Mystery is doing a 12-hour live stream for the Avenging Crusade Memorial.
The Avenging Crusade Memorial.
It'll be the 4th one, the 4th annual Avenging Crusade Memorial stream. And it's gonna be 12 hours. And starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to start getting together to play Halo Reach. Just Kylie's like, be there, November 20th. Any money raised or like any bits donated, any subs that I get that day will go towards the family of the deceased, which would be Avenging Crusade's family. And yeah, we start 6 p.m. Playing Halo Reach. We're gonna do a bunch of custom games. So be there at twitch.tv/RealMistry.
Beautiful. Trax fam, I want us to show up. Red Spartan Coalition. I don't know what to call all of us. I said Trax fan because that's what the streaming community was, and there's a bunch of you who are still here from when I was streaming. I want us to show up for this. I want us to make our presence known. The Red Spartan Halo podcast together for this stream, for this family. I want us to raise some money. I want us to make a mark. I think we're those kind of people who show up when people need help. We show up. We're not for the weak.
Nice.
Like that?
Nice.
We're not for
yeah,
the weak.
we did a bunch of tests on some of the game types that we're going to be playing on Halo Reach on that last community game night.
Very fun.
Which was nice. It seemed like a lot of people were enjoying some of the games that we played, which was also good. And it also seems like those game types were working, which is also
That's the best part.
Yeah, that's the best part. Look forward to a lot of laughs. A lot of laughs.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited for it.
Me too.
You said November 20th?
November 20th. That's a Saturday, yes.
Hey, guess I'll be there.
Better be.
Of course I'll be there.
Or be square.
Be there or be square? What's that mean, be square?
I don't know. Not rounded.
Damn. Like
equal on all sides.
Like plant cells?
Yes.
Damn.
Yes.
Not for the weak. We are not for the weak. Okay. And why don't let's talk about, well, actually, okay, so Red Spartan Halo podcast, join our Discord. You can find the link for it in the chat or in the show notes. Find us on TikTok. You can find us at the Red Spartans, and then that's pretty much it. Mystery, what do you got going on stream wise this week? What are you doing?
Okay, so I've just finished Crash Twin Sanity.
Oh yeah, it's just Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, I finished Crash Twin Sanity today, and I think I'm pretty much wrapped up with Crash Bandicoot now.
Nice. What are you moving on to next? Spyro the Dragon?
I'm not quite sure as of yet, but Spyro. I am playing Dungeons and Dragons tomorrow night.
What is with everybody playing Dungeons and freaking Dragons, dude? With
the Dungeon Master being Q-Stick, which is very interesting.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been a blast. I'm still trying to work it all out. Like, you know, how to make this stream work kind of thing.
Okay.
Because everything's done online, and I'm very new to Dungeons and Dragons, so I'm literally learning as I go here.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm finding that there's definitely a lot on the screen at the same time. So I want to try to see if I can simplify it. So then when new people come in, it's a little bit more easier for them to kind of understand as well.
Oh, I see.
But I gotta work out those kinds of kinks as I go along. But you know, these stories can sometimes take up to, you know, a couple
years,
at least a few months. Yeah,
years.
Yeah. Q-Stick said last time he played this particular storyline, it took them over a year to do. And that was like one night a week, to get through that story kind of thing. And they missed maybe one or two like nights here or there.
Wow.
Thing. So
yeah.
It wasn't like there was a lot of nights missed.
I feel like that's something I would enjoy, but I wouldn't want to do it over the course of months. I would want to do it over the course of like maybe a weekend or two, you know, and like just do like 12-hour bingers each day to do it.
That's a long time. I'm seeing the way Q-Stick is, you know, dungeon mastering, and it seems quite tough.
Yeah,
he's practically winded by the time he's done his couple of hours.
I like role playing, so I feel like I'd enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you would enjoy it. Definitely, I'm definitely sure you'd enjoy it. But yeah, so you can catch me tomorrow at least around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I will start streaming the Curse of Strahd is the storyline we're playing.
The Curse
and
of
then
Strahd.
Friday, Strahd. STRAH.
Curse of the Paper Straw.
Damn right. And then Friday night stream will be I'll be playing Halo CE with Sparkmatic. We're doing a collab stream.
When are you playing Ty the Tasmanian Tiger?
What?
Silly Goose Nesta says, "Can you play Ty the Tasmanian Tiger?" I assume that for your future wife you would.
What is that?
I don't know, dude. Ask your wife, bro.
What's Ty the Tasmanian? What? Have I? Is this? I feel like this is made up. Is this made up?
I don't know. That sounds legit.
Is it legit?
Seems legit. Let me look it up. Keep going. What are you?
Am I going on incognito mode?
No, I'll look it up.
Oh, now I'm even more concerned that you're looking it up.
Why? It autofilled. Definitely
you can make up anything.
Video game series. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger is a 2002 3D platforming game developed by Chrome Studios. They're not around anymore. And published by EA Games for the GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox systems. The game was remastered in HD for Microsoft Windows and was made available through Steam in 2016. It was designed by John Passfield. I've never heard of this game in my life.
Nor have I, till now.
Oh, I have seen this before. I've seen this cover before. Those alligators, I remember. Looks great.
Okay, maybe someday?
Sounds like a game you gotta play there, man.
Okay. All right.
So what else were you saying? What else were you saying?
I was not. I was stalling for you to do the outro.
Oh, great. Well, let's do the outro now. So I guess that's pretty much it. Next
Spoilers!
week,
There's new music. Spoilers. Okay, go on.
We do have new music. Next week we will be back with another episode of this show.
Of this show? Of that show?
For Real Mystery. Oh, by the way, we are T-minus 1, 2, 3. We are less than 4 weeks away from the release of Halo Infinite.
That is true. Also, we went past the anniversary of Halo 2, I think.
Yeah, Halo 2 came out a while ago, so it's good.
Okay.
I don't know, dude. You know what? I actually thought about this. Like, when you get to this time of year, it's like, oh my god, Halo 2 came out however many years ago. Oh my god, Halo 1 came out however many years ago. Oh my god, Halo Reach came out however many years ago. I just feel like there's only so many, like, I don't know. Do we mention that every single year? Like, when one of these games had come out before? Like, do we do that? Yeah?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Well, 17 years ago, Halo 3 came out almost around now.
Is that... Wait, what? Is that what you... Has it been... Wait, has it been 17 years since Halo 3 came out?
Yeah, it came out in 2004.
And it's still such a popular game. Yay! Good for Halo 3.
I think it came out November 9th of 2004. I could be wrong.
2004?
Halo 2 came out in 2004. Yeah.
Oh, so you said Halo 2. Oh, you said Halo 3 at first.
Oh, did I? I misspoke. I meant to say Halo 2. Sorry. Sorry.
Because I thought Halo 3 came out 2007.
Oh, countdown timer for Infinite. Okay, we'll have that. We'll have a countdown for Halo Infinite timer on the stream next week too. But yeah, okay. So for Real Mystery, I am DaddyTrax, and this was episode 53 of the Red Spartan Halo podcast.
Episode 53.
Yeah. Right?
What's the song you picked?
It's called.
Oh, this is the Pokemon one.
Oh no, it's not Pokemon, dude. It's just gaming.
It's definitely Pokemon. I feel like I'm walking into the Pokemon Center.
Yeah, if you went to a Pokemon Center, dude, they'd have lights going. Everyone would be dancing.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
God damn it, dude.
Did I ruin it? I'm sorry, I ruined the song for you.
No, not for me. It's fine. I dig it though. I like it a lot. Everybody, thank you for hanging out tonight. Tonight was fun. I enjoyed it. Thank you everybody for the questions and for the active chat, for people making suggestions and all that good stuff. Yeah, we'll be back next week.
Yeah, we will.
And I didn't mention anything about community night because we don't have a scheduled community night for this Saturday. Actually, I kind of forgot to address this. So we will work on getting something together. If you want to join us for community night, join our Discord. I imagine that we'll get somebody together to host a community night on Saturday. So make sure you join the Discord.
Be you, isn't it?
I may or may not be doing community night this Saturday. For sure, once Halo Infinite drops, I'll be doing community night every Saturday.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, I'm just not sure if it's going.
Oh, I see.
He goes, oh, that's what that is.
That's what that is.
That's what that is. I'm not 100% sure.
We gotta wait. We gotta wait till December.
God, I'm not sure. I just gotta work things out with scheduling issues. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Mark says, Mystery, you look a lot different than I thought you would. Listen, you pictured me as a jar of maple syrup with a Japanese label on it, okay? So yes, I do look different.
How do I rotate you?
Rotate me?
Yeah.
Can we not rotate me, please?
I want to rotate you.
Also, how far into the podcast did you finally get rid of Jim?
It took a while. I think Paige pointed it out. There you go. That's better. That's good rotation, I think. All right, everybody. Good night. Thank you for being here. That's it. We will see you all next week. Right?
Yes, sir.
Very good. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.